has. It's starting to feel a bit warmer as well. Have you noticed?
There's humidity in the air.
Shalom Israel, you know, as usual, we come out week in, week out, and as often as the Most High makes it possible for us to push this word, so we can use it to wake up the elect of His people. Before we start, I'm going to give all glory, honor, and praises
To Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Waha, Rakah, Kadosh.
Double honors to the elders and apostles in Israel who rule and teach well, to the Ashkims and the Iwas and Byways and those pushing this word in truth and sincerity, to the brothers and sisters in the truth. And what we're all seeking really is favour from the Lord, you know. And throughout our time, the Most High has always been showing us favour, but due to certain things that we go through, due to certain things that we go through, we kind of question whether the Lord is actually showing us favour. And we'll say things like this, Malachi 1.
This is Malachi chapter 1 verse 1, and it reads, the burden of the word of Yahweh to Israel by Malachi. Verse 2, I have loved you.
Shalom, Don Israel. It says, I have loved you.
Shalom.
I have loved you, saith Yahweh. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us?
Yeah, so this is what we always say to the Most High. You know, various times throughout our lifespan, the Most High is showing us favour, but because of the things that we're going through, like we're like, well, where have you been showing us any favour? You know, we look at the captivities that we've been through. You know, it was said, look what I had to go through. Like, where have you been showing favour?
So lucky, and not only that, we sometimes look at the other nations, how they seem to be prospering in this kingdom,
right.
And then we think, so how come they're prospering and they got all this? Where's the favour you showed us? Because we're looking at it monetarily. That kind of favour.
Or materialistically.
Yeah.
Can I just add? So there's a Christian parable that actually applies to what Aki said. So basically, it's footsteps in the sand.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah,
you've got
yeah,
two
yeah.
sets and then one set, and then
There's
the
one
Aki say no. You've got footsteps
okay. I thought you said
in the
one set.
sand, and then you have two sets of footsteps and then one set of footsteps. So the guy was complaining, whinging to God and saying, "Wherefore hast thou loved me? Because when I was going through my troubles, if you look at the sand, I'm only seeing one set of footsteps." And the reply was, because I was carrying you.
Yeah. That's right. That's right.
So when you're going through your thing, the only reason why you made it through is because the Most High was here. Or even Big Brother, because Big Brother might say, I got you, don't worry.
So if you're on his back, you're only going to see the one footstep. That's what that's just break it down. Who didn't kind of get it? Yeah, but
that's going back to where thou loved us.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, that's it.
So that word favour, it says approval, support, or liking for someone or something.
Yes.
You know, so the Most High is showing us favour through the approval that we can receive if we make it to the end. The support that is given us through these times, whether we understand it or not, He's actually supporting us.
And also, another way that He's actually supporting us, He's put you around like-minded brothers. So you're not doing the work alone.
That's right. And also, you know, for support as well. You know,
but that is a crutch.
Well, crutch is used for support. And for the brothers or sisters that are out there pushing the word on their own, He sends the Spirit also to support you as well.
When it says sisters, He's talking about
sisters that teach sisters and children. Because there are sisters that teach sisters and
so too, it says an act of kindness beyond what is due or usual.
I like that. The act of kindness and what is due, because you didn't deserve this kindness, because you skewed way left.
So in other words, that's a gift, that's a mercy, because you're not owed it.
And not only you're not owed it, you didn't deserve it. Thank you. You didn't even deserve it.
No. So that's charity.
Goes down to verb, it says feel or show approval or preference for.
Preference.
But here we go. Preference. I have loved you. That is
And wherefore hast thou loved me?
Well, not Jacob Esau's brother?
I know.
Yeah, I love Jacob and Esau.
And not for anything he did. They like to say, oh, that's because this. Or that's, no, not because of anything.
Oh, he loved less.
He loved
still a preference.
less.
Still a preference.
Yes.
Says, often using polite requests gives someone like something desired. And there's another, says, what is the full meaning of favor?
Right.
Noun, it says an approving attitude, goodwill.
Yes.
It says an act performed out of goodwill,
Yes.
generosity,
Yeah,
or
there you
mercy.
There you go. So generosity, that's coming out of their heart as well. A generous person, they literally love to give. So they're actually looking for excuse to give. That's people that have a generous heart.
Shalom, Sister Rebecca.
Shalom, sis.
So it says generosity or mercy, but it is prejudice and partiality. That's the preference again.
It is, yes. You choose who you help.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's why we have, our people in the truth, we have a spirit where if the spirit tell you to help, you don't think that, oh, he might do this with it or do with it. Once the spirit say help, you will help.
That's
Yeah.
right.
And that,
But that's a preference.
and that prejudice for your own people
Yeah.
who are Israelites.
What? Says
Yeah, that's preference, that's prejudice.
says favoritism, a condition of being regarded with approval or goodwill. You know? Says especially in the phrase in favor, out of favor.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I've done it out of favor
Yeah,
for
yeah,
you.
yeah.
And then it says what is favor or favor? You know, you've got the two, you got the American spelling where they use that. Give out the U.
O-O-R, and then the English one.
Yeah. That says favor and favor are different spellings of the verb meaning prefer
Yes. Yes.
or give support to,
Yes.
and the noun used to refer to an act of kindness or to mean approval.
See, that's a different, so like a different spelling but the same meaning.
In other words, it's a synonym. Well, just to add to that, so that means when somebody asks you, who's your favorite? What's your favorite food?
Yeah.
What's your favorite color? Who's your favorite football team? What they're actually asking you is,
Which one you prefer?
not even that, which team are you prejudiced for?
Yeah.
And which team are you prejudiced against?
Yeah.
Because it means the same thing.
Well, it did say prejudice, it's
Yes.
partiality
Yeah,
and
yeah,
prejudice.
it did say that.
Yeah.
So we're all prejudiced. Let's just be
Yeah, yeah,
honest.
we do. We all have forms of prejudice.
Yeah, because I got my team and I wrecked that.
Shalom, you want to fund the car? Yeah, boss, me a share,
Who's that?
Brakata.
Oh, yeah.
Shalom,
Shalom.
Yeah, so throughout our time, the Most High has been showing us favor, and we may not even realize it just because of the certain circumstances that we've been through or going through. I like the analogy, beautiful analogy you gave with the 1 footstep.
Yeah,
and he
yeah,
said,
yeah,
well,
yeah.
when I look, it's only 1 footprint
Yeah.
I'm seeing. Yeah,
So
because
what
you
was
was
that?
being carried.
Every time I go into King, I
Yeah,
see
you
what
won.
I
It's
want.
like you desert me. No,
Yeah.
I'm carrying you.
No, I'm been
That's
carrying you.
right.
fam.
So if you bring that out,
Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
Sirach 1, no.
Oh, sorry.
Sirach 1, 13, 16, yeah.
Book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 1, verse 13. Whoso feareth Yahweh, it shall go well with him at the last,
That's right.
and he shall find favor in the day of his death.
And that's what we're seeking from the Most High, favor, man, because we don't want him to raise us up to damnation and destruction.
No.
We want to be risen for everlasting life and
Good
salvation.
vessel,
Yeah.
because there's two kind of prejudice again. You've got the good vessel and you've got the vessel fit for destruction. You don't want to be that vessel.
No, you got that right.
And you know, it says find favor in the day of death. Sometimes the Most High will bring Holy Spirit back as a favor to you. Doing you a favor.
Yeah.
Isaiah 57 verse 1. The righteous perish, and no man lay it to heart.
So this is the Most High showing you favor when he's pulling back his spirit. Go on.
And merciful men are taken away, none considering that the righteous is taken away from the evil to
Yeah,
come.
not every time when we see someone die, we can say, well, it's a judgment for the Most High. That could be the Most High showing you mercy, which is part of favor.
Yes.
You know, to say, you know what, I got some stuff coming where I don't even want my brother or my sister to go through that. You know what I'm saying? come back home.
And you know, sometimes it can be mercy for the person, but judgment for you.
Yeah.
Because that person probably was carrying you. So now
You're
God's
on
had
your
to
own.
pull him back. And it's judgment on you.
That's actually
You know what
that's
I'm saying?
deep, that's deep.
It can cut that way.
That's right. That's
You know?
true. That's
I like that analogy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's deep, bro. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, we was taking them for granted. So, all right, let me give them some break.
Yeah.
Let's see how you.
See how
get
you
on.
manage now without them. You know what I mean?
That's why it's good not to take advantage of your brother or sister that's actually there for you. You know what I'm saying? And to be able to recognize when they're there for
Who
you.
is there and who is not there? Yeah.
Sometimes a correction, like I've been in my feelings at times when I've been corrected, but then the wisdom is to be able to, once them feeling, you calm
Yeah.
down, to mull over the situation
Assess it. Yeah.
and say, well, were they right or wrong? You know what I'm saying? And if they're right, then just act accordingly.
Acknowledge that
Yeah,
you're right.
you know what I'm
Say,
saying?
yeah, you know what? You were right what you said.
So sometimes that the brother and sister that's there for you, they're not always gonna tell you what you want to hear. The Most High don't
shouldn't tell you.
Yeah, really and truly. Like the Most High, He don't give us everything that we want.
No.
You know, He gives us what we need.
Yeah.
And
Even the Bible says.
and sometimes that captivity that we've been through was what we needed to get ourselves right. Because
No, I was just gonna bring a piece up.
because we weren't listening when things was going good. So all right then, we have that saying. What is it to say? All right then. When you just lead them, you're talking to them and they won't learn. Say, all right then,
If you
go and do your
don't hear,
thing.
you feel,
Yeah, go and do your own thing and see how that turn out.
And that vibration is based on how our Father operates as well.
That's right.
He gives you many chances, and he
right.
says, all right, then you don't want to hear.
There's
Yeah, go feel.
That's right.
So I just quickly wanted to bring this out. There's a book of John, chapter 8 and verse 32, and it reads, "And ye shall know the truth." So we know what knowing is, but anyway, just for the analogy, ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free.
You don't believe?
Huh?
You don't believe anymore? They would know it now.
He's right there. I can't believe it.
No,
You know them Egyptian guys.
No. To
Is
know,
that how you had him on, man? Me too, man.
To know is in our, I think it's in First John, where it's to
First
know
John 2.
Yahweh
Yeah.
is to keep.
Is commandment.
Right. So when it says no, that's what I mean. When it says no, it's in reference to keeping the law. But the point being that to know the truth means you have to accept what somebody's telling you as true, which at the time you may not be able to. Because if I'm in my feelings, I can't. But when I go home and I reflect, because I always, I'm just sharing this with you, brother. I always ask myself when I get home and I calm down, what is it that the person said that roused me up, that got me upset? Because I believe if somebody can get you upset, that means they have a power over you. Because no other individual should be able, if you're in your right mind, to get you out of your feelings. So I always ask myself, what was it the person said that got, and usually it's they said something that was true, they touched the nerve, they pinched the bit of my belly that ain't got no abs on it, whatever they did, they touched my knee that's got thingy, and that shit hurt. But when the feelings calm down and you think about it, you're going to realize that what they told you is true. And once you understand that truth shall make you free.
So you do the right thing to correct yourself now. That's right.
And you're free of that particular issue.
That's right.
Look at Ecclesiasticus, chapter 1 verse 14. The fear Yahweh is the beginning of wisdom.
That's right.
And it is created with the faithful in the womb.
Was that it? Oh, that's 14, yeah?
Yeah.
So read 13 again. And then,
Verse 13. Whoso feareth Yahweh, it shall go well with him.
Right.
The
What's
last.
that fear? That fear is what? Faith in the keeping of the commandments.
That's right.
You know, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and we know that wisdom says wisdom of no, hold on.
And it's good about that, because if you are doing what he says, you won't go wrong, because what you'll be doing is in law, is in line with the Most High, but it also will be in line with the laws of the land.
That's
So
right.
you won't be going off anywhere.
That's right.
Yeah.
This is
Uniform for free.
this is Sirach 19 and 20 it says the fear of Yahweh is all. Actually, I'll read 18.
Yes.
Says, that's cool. Says the fear of the Lord is the first step to be accepted of Him.
Yes.
And wisdom obtaineth His love.
Yes.
Verse 20 says the fear of the Lord,
Wisdom obtaining his love, meaning his laws.
you know, and His mercy and all of those things. Says the fear of the Lord is all wisdom, and in all wisdom is the performance of the law. And the
So
knowledge
if
of
you're
His
wise,
wonderful-
you would keep the law.
Right.
Well, that's how you show that you're wise. How you wise if you're not keeping the law?
Innit?
Huh? That's an oxymoron.
Clean it up. Again from
Top 13. Ecclesiasticus chapter 1 verse 13. Whoso feareth Yahweh, it shall go well with him at the
right.
last, and he shall find favour in the day of his death.
Yeah, because what you're going to be doing, you're going to be keeping, you know, following what He asks you. Well, not ask, what He told you. Yeah.
He don't ask.
Following what He told you to do, and in the last, it's going to go well with you.
You don't ask and you don't talk. You know people that say, yeah man, I got you man, yeah man, me I got do.
Yeah, but
If he
that's
says it,
that's it.
it is a promise that he will keep. And if he says it, he means it. This is not a question, it's not a he said
If
that,
not, or maybe.
that's it. That's where the fear comes.
Verse 14. The fear of Yahweh is the beginning of wisdom, and it was created with the faithful in the womb.
Yeah, it says with the faithful man. Go on.
Verse 15. She hath built.
And that womb came back in the mind, because that's where things start. You know, it starts in the mind before it becomes physical, you know, into practice. Because when it says out of the heart proceedeth evil thoughts, that's the mind. That's also the womb, where things are birthed. You know.
Verse 15. She hath built an everlasting foundation with men,
Yeah, that's wisdom. Go on.
and she shall continue with their seed. The fear of Yahweh is fullness of wisdom.
And you know the funny thing about if you notice how and if you notice how wisdom is always referred to as she. Why is that? Because she is like a mother nurtures you. That's why it refers to as a mother nurturing her child, cares for her cousin, and feeds and protects and raises to the point of that's why it always
And it mentions the womb as well.
that's why it mentions as that's why it talks of wisdom as a she because of the nurturing a mother has for their children under that same umbrella.
The 16. The fear of Yahweh is fullness of wisdom, and filleth men with her fruits.
And what's those fruits? Those fruits are what? Doing the will of Yahweh and Yahweh.
That's right.
You know, going back to what we said, wisdom is a performance of the law.
And I like the way you see how it says there fills with her fruit. Now how does a mother feel a child with their fruit? Breastfed. That's the milk nurtures you, that grows you. It's the same kind of, you know.
Analogy.
So actually fruits also can be likened unto your reward or the how to put it, you put something in
And what you
and
get
what
out.
you get back.
Yeah,
So that's another analogy.
What you're producing.
There you go.
Your
That's the word.
actions.
That's the word I was looking for. There you go. So you weigh the harvest and you say, okay, their works were good because they tilled the land, they got rid of the weeds, they did it, they reached at the right time, and you got bounty for harvest. So this is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 14, starting at verse 28 to 30, and then jumping to 32 to 35, to 30, 34 or 35? 34, all right. Verse 28. Hear these words, O Israel, which should be Shammai Yasha'ala in the Hebrew. Hear these words, O Israel. Verse 29.
Notice it already says who it's referring to. Let's not skip over that. I'm talking about anyone listening.
I know.
Who it's addressing.
Well, it's letting you know from the jump.
The church is saying, hear these words.
Yeah, that's
No, they never say it. They never
But
say
even if
Israel.
they
You're right.
no, but
They never
even
say
if
it.
they say Israel,
They say quick.
it will go over.
Yeah.
All people hear these words and then listen to what it. But it's to a certain group of people.
Verse 29. Abanawa, which means our fathers, Abanawa Yam, Abba Yamnawa, our fathers at the beginning were strangers in Egypt, from whence they were delivered. Verse 30. And received the law of life, which they kept not, which ye also have transgressed after them.
And that makes them dead men, spiritually dead, because it said that received the law of life and kept it not. Now they're spiritually dead because they didn't keep the law of life.
One of the reasons why we're not keeping it, or have not been keeping it, is because of that heart that we have. You know, under the so that's what I want to read in Ezekiel.
And just before you finish, also that's why the tree of life produces 12 manners of fruit. Because in the end days, the tree of life is going to be producing 12 tribes of Israel that are in the truth and are keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. Right, so I jumped to 33.
Hold on.
Oh, you should bring something out.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
So read 30 again.
Verse 30. And received the law of life,
That's our fathers.
which they kept not, which ye also have transgressed after them.
Like I was saying, the reason for that is because of that stony heart that we have.
Yup.
You know what I'm saying?
Yup.
So under the new covenant, we'll be given what?
A fleshly heart.
A fleshly heart, which is going to make us be obedient.
Yes.
This is the book of, excuse me, it's the book of Ezekiel, chapter 36 and verse 25. And it reads, Then will I sprinkle clean water upon you. Not that dirty water the Christian church is sprinkling on us today and continuing every Sunday.
Or the one that Thames Water provides for people.
Then will I sprinkle clean water upon you, and ye shall be clean from all your filthiness and from all your idols.
Yeah, meaning he's going to put his words inside us.
Yep.
Look at Ephesians 5, 26.
I knew he was going 26.
Oh, actually,
You may as well, yeah? It's
that was
decent.
John 15 and 3.
Bring both of them, innit? Should I get 15 and 3?
I'm going for that.
Well, where are you going for? He's in Ephesians.
Ephesians 5 and
26.
26.
because Ephesians chapter 5 verse
But you said he
26.
sprinkle clean water upon
Yes.
you. See what that water is gone.
Ephesians chapter 5 verse 26, that he might sanctify and cleanse it with the washing of water by the word.
Yeah, so that's that word. Gone, and you read John.
It's the book of
15.
John, chapter 15 and verse 3. Now ye are clean through the word which I have spoken unto you.
That's right. So read that verse again.
Ezekiel 36 and verse 25. Then will I sprinkle clean water upon
Yeah, he's
you,
going to put his words inside us now. But
and ye shall be clean
right.
from all your filthiness,
we won't be disobeying his word. Go on.
and from all your idols will I cleanse you. Yeah, I was just about to. Verse 26. A new heart also will I give you.
Because like I was saying, yeah. The reason why we're not keeping them because of the heart that we have. You know, you keep hearing about rebellious and all of those stuff. That comes from that stony heart.
That's right, I do it too. Do it too, man. Do it
Verse, was it me? Was it me story? Yeah. Ezekiel 36, verse 26. A new heart also will I give you, and a new spirit.
That's also favour. You know what I'm saying? Because that stops us from being destroyed, man.
And a new spirit will I put within you, and I will take away the stony heart out of your flesh, and I will give you a heart of flesh.
So that's when we will be programmed to keep the law.
That's right.
We wouldn't have to struggle to do it.
Yep.
Right? Because it would be part of our DNA.
Be back to your first nature again.
Exactly. Immortality.
Verse 27 of Ezekiel 36. And I will put my spirit within you, and cause you to walk in my statutes.
So we'll go right back to the days of Adam when he was perfect.
Right? And ye shall keep my judgments and do them.
And do them.
Oh, what, just have faith.
And do them.
Yeah, go back.
I was.
Oh yeah.
So this is 2nd Ezra, chapter 14, verse 32. And for as much as he is righteous, Salakia.
No, you 31.
You said 28 to 30, and then you want me to read 31?
Yeah, read 30 again, Slacker.
Oh, all right then. Verse 30. And received the law of life, which they kept not.
Yeah, because of that stony heart that we have, that we've got. Shalom, Yahweh the 144.
Shalom. And received the law of life, which they kept not.
Because of that stony heart.
Yeah. Which ye also have transgressed after them.
That's right.
Jump to 30. Oh, just go straight to 34. Verse 34. Therefore, if so be that ye will subdue your own understanding.
Yeah, this is what we have to do. You know, stop relying on our own understanding of how things should be done. Yeah, and do what the Most High tells us to do.
And that's hard for a lot of people to do, is to subdue their own understanding, what they've been taught all these years outside of what the Bible says. That's hard for a lot of people to let go, even though you read it to them verbatim and you break it down and give them the sense of the reading. It's hard for them to grasp. Because they still have an understanding or a way that they want to still, a standard they feel they want to hold to because it fits their way of living.
So what I've just explained is what cognitive dissonance is. Because basically, even though you gave them the truth, the facts of the matter, as rightly said, they still have, meaning they're clinging on to what they've been using for 20, 30, 40 years, which ain't working. It's not working for us, because if it was, we would not be in the condition. So that alone should let you know that whatever it is we've been doing wasn't what we should be doing.
Sister, let me ask you something.
You're good, yeah?
Let me ask you something quickly. Won't take long.
Yeah, come, sister.
Yeah. How do you get salvation? You take it. Huh?
No, that's fine.
No. How?
You believe in the Bible?
Oh, this was us before?
No, feel free. If you want to look at the books, go ahead.
Yeah.
No.
No. It's a book.
Hey, so clear.
You haven't seen that one, because I just bought that one today.
What was your answer on the Bible? That you asked us that. Well, do you believe in the Bible?
Yes, I do.
What's the no bit?
What parts do you believe and what you don't? Like, just kind of sum it up. That's why I say summer it
Just
up.
they give us one.
Yeah, just sum it up.
We're not ready either. Like,
I saw you walking past and you had a nice smile, so I called you. Yeah.
no?
I don't know, because you said last time.
Like what? What did you say? Well, it's not. It's not meant for everybody.
Well, that's a good start.
Just bear in mind, it is a true book, sister. Just that the teachings that we've had over the years through religion is what's been throwing a lot of people off.
Right. So I just wanted to say, because I was in mid-speech, that's a good place to be. So the starting point of knowledge is when you can say, I don't know, which is what you just said. Because if you say you don't know, it means there's something, information.
You think you know, and you realise you don't know.
Right.
The more you
But
know, the more you don't know.
Right. That's the point, though. That's what I wanted to highlight. Because that's a good place to be. Because that's the place where you can change.
It's like the more you think you know, the more knowledge you get, the more you don't know anything. It's like,
But you know, that understanding is in the scriptures.
Listen to
I
this.
can't stop, I've got to go.
Alright, cool.
But thank you anyway.
All right.
Okay.
All right. You can't, it's not there yet. But Hopefully she came. Yeah, no, I saw it. I saw it. The minute she came, I saw it. Pretty big and deep.
Yeah, so read 34 again.
Yes, all right.
This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 14 and verse 34. Therefore, if so be that ye will subdue your own
That's
understanding.
why Yahweh said, except a man be born again. You know?
Sis, how do we get salvation, do you know?
Sorry, but don't you have facts in your hand? Are you not spelling the word? Let's go.
Wrong. You see?
It sounds like you were tired to me.
No, but that's a good example
But you
of
see,
someone that
it-
don't want to subdue their own
Cognitive
understanding.
dissonance.
But yet claim to be handing out leaflets, trying to push people to come to church to teach the word of the Most High. But now when they ask a simple question, how do I get salvation? Sorry,
I'm strong
that's
now.
not. Now, could you imagine if I was somebody that was seeking, which I am seeking, don't get me wrong, I am seeking. But I'm saying, like, say I wasn't amongst these brothers here, and I saw her hand that leaflet, she handed me one, and I said to her, you know what? Okay, how do I get salvation? Is she going to just turn around and say to me, sorry, and expect me to come, and still expect me to look at her leaflet and come to her congregation? That would put me off straight away, because she can't answer any questions that I have a problem with. You know? That was a fine example.
Most times good at that, giving examples.
He is, you know? Yeah.
And funnily enough, it's coming right back to what the scripture is saying, which is verse 34. Therefore, if so be that ye will subdue your own understanding, this bit, and reform your heart.
Which is your mind.
Right, no, but what I like about reform here as well is because reform is a synonym for repent. So repent means to turn back, because it's got a re in it, to turn back. Reform means to form again. So form again your opinion or your mind or your heart. Reform your heart, ye shall be kept alive. So that's a statement of fact. You shall be kept alive.
Meaning what? That, like the brother mentioned, we're no longer walking in
our own.
No, was it? The man that wandereth out
Yes,
of understanding
yeah.
shall remain in the
Congregation of the dead. Yeah,
Believe in the Bible, my brother?
Reform your heart. You shall be kept alive, which is answering your pet question, because you asked, how do we obtain?
Any spare patties going? Well, I tell you what, we got something to give you then.
We have food for you and drink as well.
spiritual food.
Yeah, exactly.
It's spiritual water.
Didn't work.
So my twin asks alleged sister in Christ that's given out tracts, how do I get salvation? The answer's in the verse as well. Reform your heart, you shall be kept alive, and after death you shall obtain mercy. So that's how you get salvation.
Yeah, did you read 35?
Verse 35. For after death shall the judgment come.
That's right, which a lot of people ain't really paying attention about.
No, they're
It's
not,
just
you know.
all about the here and the now, and you know, once I'm dead, I'm dead.
And I just want to add, because I've got it written here in my notes, proof of regeneration, because it said after death shall the judgment come. When we shall live again.
Because are you going to get judgment if you're dead?
Exactly.
When we shall live again, right, you see it there? And then shall the names of the righteous be manifest, and the works of the ungodly. I thought they said we don't have to do works. The works of the ungodly shall be declared.
Yeah, because, you know, it's showing you that the way you walk determines whether you're going to receive that favor or not.
That's right.
You know, and I still hear brothers make the statement, oh, you're not saved by the law. Not really realizing what they're actually saying when they. That's what Christians say. You know.
That is no, but even people in the should say that as well.
No,
that is 12 down, bro. And usually it's in a conversation where they're talking about overly righteous as well.
Yeah.
Sorry to say, but that's the truth.
Where it says, all right, get Ephesians 2 and 8. I just want to give, I think we've gone over it before, like where it says not saved by the law. You know? And that's talking about atonement. It's not talking about the do's and the don'ts, because Romans 6:23 says what? The wages of sin. What is sin? The transgression of the law. Yeah? And your wages is what? The payment that you're going to get. So the payment you're going to get for breaking the commandments is death. You know, and that don't mean that the Most High is going to look at you and say, yeah, I love the way you resisted eating that pork. You know, us keeping the law is showing obedience. You know, and He's made it possible through Yahweh Shai, you know, the one the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ, to be able to keep them even if we fall down. That's favor again.
That's the mercy. Favor. Because He's being prejudiced, because you don't have to do that.
That's right. And everybody ain't going to get that favor.
No.
You know? Ephesians 2, read from 7 down to 9.
Because Ephesians chapter 2 verse 7.
Yeah, just try to give some understanding on that, not saved by the law, because you know, I'm hearing brothers that's got more knowledge than me or pick up on you know, that understanding there.
In Ephesians chapter 2 verse 7, that in the ages to come,
actually, let me just get second and just get second and just 9 and just read verse 7 and 8.
Second Esdras, chapter 9 and verse 7. Second Esdras, chapter 9, verse 7, and it reads, and everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works.
That is equal Exodus 18 and 20, I believe. It says by his works. Let's see what those works
So
are.
this is the book of Exodus, chapter 18 and verse 20. Yeah, 18 and verse 20. Yeah, there. And thou shalt teach them ordinances and laws, and shalt show them the way wherein they must walk, and the work that they must do.
Which is what? The ordinances and the laws.
That's right.
Alright, get them both Psalms 78 and verse 7.
So this is the book of Psalms, chapter 78 and verse 7.
Actually, read 5, 6. Read 5 to 7.
This is the book of
Greetings, sis.
Oh, greetings, how are you?
Yeah. You alright?
Not too bad, thank you.
Okay. Anything? Any questions?
Oh, this is just in my ear. I've been doing this for 30 years.
What's that?
Oh, that's really. Let me have
Okay. What about the Bible? You read the Bible?
the one I'm interested in is the Ethiopian one.
Why are you interested
The covering
in
of
that?
God? Okay.
Why? What do you mean why? It's reference. You have the King James Version.
Yes.
That's one reference. You have the original in its original
What's the
form,
original?
which is the Ethiopian. It
No.
hasn't been translated as much as the Bible has. It hasn't been translated as much.
Yes.
But when King, I can't remember his name, he did, in Ethiopia, one of the kings, he did condense everything and put it into the Ethiopian book. But I'm now looking into that, as well as the Apocrypha. So,
All right, so can I just clarify something? So I'm not trying to,
I'm learning.
Yes,
Everything is,
right.
even if I've made a mistake, someone corrects me. That means
Okay, fine.
I stand corrected. I can move forward and learn.
Okay, all right, fine. So when you talk about the Ethiopian Bible,
I have no idea about it. I'm just interested.
no, I'm telling you about it. It's called the Kebrenagat. When you talk about the Ethiopian Bible, you're talking about the records that Ethiopians have of the Holy Bible. It's not their Bible. It's their writing of our Bible or the Bible. So now it's a secondary source. So the earliest record of an interaction between the Ethiopians, so the Queen of Sheba or Shaba is one of the tribes of Cush. So let's say for instance, the Queen of Sheba, which is recorded, went to pay homage to Solomon, who was an Israelite king,
At the time.
and he gave her everything that she requested, most probably the scriptures being one of them. That's the earliest inference of them having the scriptures. Right?
Which is
so,
our record.
so there's a start date for that. That's Solomon. So
correct.
before Solomon, he had a dad, David. Before David, you had King Saul. Before King Saul, you had the judges. Before the judges, you had Joshua. Before Joshua, you had Moses, who wrote the original scriptures in Hebrew. There's proof of that when you go into the Dead Sea Scrolls, which is the earliest records they found in the Dead Sea area. You have the fragments of the Septuagint.
Correct.
You have the sometimes whole books, because I think they have the whole book of Isaiah in the Hebrew, but not the modern Hebrew. The Paleo Hebrew.
Language.
The Paleo Hebrew.
He's in the Paleo.
Paleo Hebrew or
Paleo.
Proto-Canaan.
You know my problem as you're talking? I have a propensity of needing my pen and pad so I can write.
I'm the same way.
Certain notes.
I'm exactly. No. I'm exactly.
Or
the
record.
same. I am exactly.
I'd say that word one more time.
We're gonna
Paleo
Sis,
Hebrew or
Paleo.
Proto.
What does paleo mean?
Paleo means ancient.
Thank you.
So Paleo Hebrew or Proto-Canaan, which means early as well.
Proto-evangelion.
Right. Or Proto-Canaan or Paleo-Phoenician.
May I ask, are you from a church?
We are
In terms of
we are a
your
church.
uniform.
No, we are a church.
Well,
You are.
we're getting to that in a minute. Let me just finish what he's saying about, just so you don't
Yeah.
Shalom,
amalgamate the two.
Yeah.
Shalom, Sister Lola.
Then
Yeah, so what? No, you're not in it. I can see you're not in it. You're not in it. So what I'm... Yeah. Yeah. And I have old lessons where I'm breaking down this stuff as well. So what it is, what it is the earliest scriptures, because I have been, the Most High has given me the ability to be able to understand somewhat some of the Paleo Hebrew. I downloaded, you're interrupting me out now, my mind's going somewhere else. I downloaded what they call the Tanakh and the Pentateuch and the earliest Old Testament Bible. I downloaded it in its original form. So I compared the King James, so sometimes I'll read a verse and then I'll go to the Paleo to get the original writing, to get the actual, not the translation, what it actually said, right? So I know, I'm not telling you what other people say, I'm telling you what I know. You know what I believe? I know that it's near enough, I would say 95%, because you've got human errors. And what causes the problem isn't the translation, it's your choice of synonym. So for instance, there's a word that means save, it means delivered, it means, it can mean redeem as well. Because if I buy you back from slavery, I've saved you. But I could use,
Correct.
now that same word can be interpreted in any one of those three ways.
Correct.
So that's what causes the schism.
I understand that.
More than the actual. But when I tell you that the King James version is more or less the best. Now I'm not saying that the rest are not good, but it's more or less the best version because of how it was created. So I could even show you how it was created. Would you like me to show you how the King James?
Momentarily, my
Yeah.
question is,
Right.
right, there's supposed to be 80-something books. Why was only 66 in the King James version?
No. That's incorrect. That's incorrect.
That's 60.
1611.
That's the one that King James commissioned. This one here. Show it to
As
us.
before.
Yeah, show it to us. Show
So
it
this
to us.
was pre. This was
When it was printed.
what do they call it?
Pre-Reformation.
Yeah.
It's got Ezra's, it's
Pre-Reformation.
got all of them, even up to what do you call it, up to the Maccabees.
Joshua, you got
Now Joshua wasn't part of the 16.
No.
No, it never was.
Separate.
Joshua wasn't.
Joshua-
Nor was Jubilee.
No. Joshua
I
is.
need more schooling.
All right, wait. So Joshua is a book that's mentioned in the Bible, but there's no evidence to support it. I'm not saying that there wasn't,
I understand what you're
but
saying. There's no evidence. There's no
so
evidence.
therefore, if there's no evidence, how can there be a book of Joshua? And I've read it, and it's actually quite good.
I understand that.
So that's why we don't use. Not that it's not a good book, because I've read it, but we cannot. I'm not putting my hinging my faith
Can't
of
authenticate it.
right. And then the book of
Value.
Enoch, the fragment of the book of Enoch.
Yeah, show her how small.
Remember,
Just
the
use
book
your
of Enoch
just
is a
show
whole
her.
Yeah,
book.
the fragment is this size.
So how do you get a whole
Like that
book?
side.
That
So I
side.
just showed you.
Exactly.
Just of a leaf of a page.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Not even a
I don't
quarter
even know
stone.
if you guys.
Well, we're doing a
We're doing it right now.
This is a lesson.
You can ask him anything. Ask us
I
anything.
want it in person. I don't like version.
Yeah. No. Right. So what I wanted to tell you now, right? So I wanted to. All right. Could you bring the Zondervan for me?
Yeah, please, just bring this on.
So we're going to Bibles now.
Now remember, this is written by, the scholars know this for a fact. Yeah? They've done their research. They know these things, what the brother's going to show you. And this is written by scholars that know this. This is
Zondervan
this on-
Compact Bible Dictionary.
You can take a picture of it.
Give you definition of stuff in the Bible.
Right. Yeah. Okay. All right. I like that. Sometimes the serial number says yeah. Well, that's the whole point. That we want you to be able to. It's something else. Right. So this is the point, right? So Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary.
One is for food. How much?
No, wait. No,
One for your time.
listen to
Let's
this.
do this.
So, do you know the criteria that a judge or a court uses to determine which information is more valid than another information? Do you know the criteria they use?
I'm going to say no.
Okay,
That's fine.
so it's based on bias. So bias is, if I know you and I come to represent you in court, they will say, okay, it's good information, but you have a relationship
Correct.
with
So
the
it's not an
defense.
unbiased.
Now, if somebody that don't know you,
Then it's unbiased.
or
Per se.
somebody that actually dislikes you, but what they're saying is benefiting you, it gives it more weight, because they have to announce it. They say, look, I don't like that person, but this is what happened. That gives it more weight than if somebody says, I love this person, because they say, nah, you're biased.
Right. So
Right?
it gives it more leverage.
Right, so the reason why I'm saying that is because the scholars that wrote this is a particular family. They wrote this, they're Jewish by the way, they wrote this to discredit, and by their research, they actually validated, and that's
Discredit what?
discredit the whole Bible narrative.
Concept of
The whole thing, they wanted to discredit it, but they started to uncover so much evidence, so that's why I'm bringing it out. Right, so now, Bible, right, so we're going to get into, so I've got quite a lot of different, all right, here we go. So now we're getting into the King James Bible, right. King James Version,
If I can just say,
yes.
when it was, because a lot of people get caught up on the term version and how we use it today. Back then,
Yeah, it's written here anyway, it's written here.
At that time, exactly.
It's written in
oh,
yeah.
I mean, just before you go further, this is exactly the point. There's a lot of, we have a mindset, as far as I'm concerned, where we're looking at the word version, we're looking at it from what I call the modern perspective.
The contemporary side.
And you have to go back
To what they, this is saying here.
etymology, so then your mindset changes. You're more absorbing the actual information that you acquire.
The like mind book.
This is about what to me, this is what the Bible is.
Yes.
So, for example, let's give you my snippet. So, everybody opened the book, and the first thing they do is open the book, but nobody actually look at the word before you open the book.
Right.
And secondary, you can either open the back or the front of the King James Version. But my point is, every word from the B-I-B-L-E, from the word Bible
Yeah.
to the word read, which is lesion, two separate come together, that's a different thing. So that's when I decided if I'm going to go back into the book, different from when we were children, let me go back to the mindset of how it was at that time.
One of the best ways to do that.
And the Bible, I'm bibliography anyway.
Yes.
To a point. So no one thinks of it like that. That's one of the sections that.
All right, so what I would like to do, because what's happening is we're getting derailed into another conversation, which is fine. No, I know, but what...
Where my mindset was in terms of word and version.
I understand, but what it is, I was trying to teach you something.
Yes, please.
And you introduce other concepts, which I'm going to have to adjust, or maybe, but what I want to do is do this, because what it is, this is a stumbling block that's keeping a lot of our people from going into this book, right? And myself included, because I had the same stumbling block. So the stumbling block that most of us had, myself included, was who wrote it? That's not ours. It's a white man book. It's a stumbling block. So what I'm trying, that's what I'm trying to show you. So let me read it again. King James Version. When Elizabeth died, Queen Elizabeth died in 1603. The crown passed to King James I, who had been King of Scotland for 37 years as James VI. So James VI and James I of England is the same individual, right? Several months after he ascended the throne of England, he authorized a new translation of the Bible. So it's not a version, it's actually a translation of the Bible.
Remember, he authorized, he funded it because he was a king.
Didn't write it himself.
No, don't introduce it because it's going to go somewhere else.
No.
It is. A new translation of the Bible to replace the Bishop's Bible. Now listen to this now. 47 of the best Hebrew and Greek scholars of the day were divided, listen, into 6 groups. 3 for the Old Testament, 2 for the New Testament, 1 for the Apocrypha. So the Apocrypha is the books that you said was taken out. This is proving that it was in it. Right? The Apocrypha. 47, whatever. 2 of the groups, listen to this, met at Oxford. So is Oxford not seen as one of the world's best universities? Whether it is or not is a different question. Is it not seen as one? Right. 2 at Cambridge. Is Cambridge not seen as one as well? Right. And 2 at Westminster.
And that at the time mirrored Cambridge and as well as Eton and so on. Okay.
So I'm just showing you the pedigree of this particular
I
book,
read about
as opposed, well, this is the spirit, because out of the mouth of 2 or more witnesses, every word is established. So this is proving the point.
And hang on, before you read on, and the good thing about what the brother's showing you here, now when you see how the King James was being translated, the Ethiopian Bible is not going to have this kind of credit.
No.
It's something I want you to
See.
Have you seen this? That's King James. Cambridge University. That's his picture there.
Right, guys, is that what you're thinking?
No, it's not. This is
No?
everybody's depicting.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So these are the stumbling blocks.
Charlotte and so on.
Exactly.
Queen Charlotte Sophia, but
She was like brown and well, I mean, to me that's nonsense. Don't you bypass
could you get that? Deuteronomy 17, 18.
Oh, that's well, I'll tell you a minute. Let me just finish that and then.
Deuteronomy chapter 17.
This is the same as
verses
you see here.
18.
On that one.
Remember you was talking about the paleo?
Yeah.
That would be paleo.
Oh, we'll explain that. We'll explain that shortly.
All right. So you got it, yeah? Because I need you to bring that out, bro. Right. So we're at Westminster, right? When a group had completed its task, so they finished their portion, its work was submitted to 12 men. So you finish your work, 12 men overseed it to make sure that it was correct. 12 men, which is basically the 12 judges, right? 2 from each panel. Final differences of opinion, because there's going to be opinions of, oh, I don't like the synonym you use, or I don't like the way you interpreted that, or I don't like the way that you're... Standard empirical, not standard procedure, standard empirical, meaning a criteria that's at the highest level. Because most people don't operate like that. Most people don't operate like that. They operate based on what they feel or what they think or what they think they know. Right? Final differences of opinion were settled at a general meeting of each company, because remember they were divided up. In cases of social difficulty, in cases of special difficulty, learned men outside the board of revisers were consulted. Remember what I said, the highest level of unbiasedness is somebody that is not part of the thing, they're detached. They don't know you, they don't know that person, right? So they did that as well. Just now. Marginal notes were used. Oh, yeah, my mom is there. Marginal notes were used only to explain Hebrew and Greek words to draw attention to parallel passages, in other words, precepts, and also to explain what this Hebrew word means or what this Greek word means. So when you read it, you get a deeper understanding. Italics were used for words not found in the original, but necessary to complete the sense. The reason for that being, in Paleo-Hebrew and Hebrew, which is a basic language, it would be like, go there, don't that, don't eat. It would not be, you are not, yes. So now to complete it in English, you would have to say, you do not eat this.
Is that where they put the vowels in?
No.
I'm always interrupting you, sorry.
No, that's the italics.
No, because I know your mind works, but what you have to do, you have to settle. Well, I know, because I'm like that as well. Right. Right.
Don't worry, you're not at school. Relax.
No, but at least
When the brother's teaching, he's kind of harsh. No, I'm just saying that. I'm bringing it down. I'm letting you know. That's just how he teaches. This is his style of teaching. We all got different styles. This is how we. Yeah.
how you want, just
What did you study? What did you study, by the way? All right, let's not go there because your mind's gonna go somewhere. Right. So let me just finish this.
Or don't you want to tell us?
No. Because your mind's gonna go somewhere. I already know. The revisers who receive no financial remuneration for their work. So what does that do in terms of empirical status? No, I'm asking her.
But he always goes back to leave him. That's the way he does best.
Right. So basically, when you go in court, I know, right? When you go in court, right, and they're cross-examining the witness. So not the defense. Let's say you're you're a witness for the defendant. So the prosecuting attorney now, they're gonna grill you. So they'll say, do you know the person? Oh no, I don't know the person. Okay, did you at any time get any kind of funding or any kind of grant or any kind of remuneration from the person or anybody affiliated with your person? That's remuneration. If you say yes, whatever you said after that,
it's not on board.
even if it's the truth, everybody in the court's going to be like, yeah, whatever. So it's not a bribe, it's seen as a bribe. So what this is saying is the revisers who receive no financial remuneration for their work completed their task in 2 years and 9 more months were devoted to a revision of their work by a special committee consisting of 2 members from each group. So now I want to share something with you to prove why the King James is it's not, well, it's the best translation, but also, in my opinion, the best Bible. Reader.
Deuteronomy chapter 17, verse 18.
Yes.
And it shall be when he sitteth upon the throne of his kingdom.
In other words, when a king is on the throne, go on,
that he shall write him a copy of his law.
so that's a commandment to write a copy of the law. Go on, read it.
That he shall write him a copy of his law in a book out of that which is before the priests, the Levites.
The Biblios, go on.
And it shall be with him, and he shall read therein all the days of his life, that he may learn to fear the Lord his God, to keep all the words of this law and these statutes, to do them, that his heart be not lifted up above his brethren, and that he turn not aside from the commandment to the right hand or to the left, to the end that he may prolong his days in his kingdom, he and his children in the midst of Israel.
So the point being, as far as I know, so the ancients used to do it, but as far as I know, in the contemporary era, that's the only king that actually kept the commandments. So that's why that's the one that I prefer.
So when it comes to the book,
It's actually a
I'm
commandment.
gonna need dictionary.
You have to
Thinking of things.
judge
But
the
put it this way, even when you even if you look at even if you Google scholars, any scholar tells you that this is the best, the King James is the best translation without a doubt
I'm not
to kind
saying
of go to.
gentlemen,
brother.
just in case.
Look, we're doing something.
Hang on, we're
You're
busy.
interrupting.
You're interrupting. Why don't you go to the Israeli embassy?
Listen, go and
He's
read
gonna
up
have
the
a-
announcement.
Give a sample of your spittle
Yo,
to
go
prove that
somewhere
you're
else with
Jewish.
Go
To
somewhere
prove
else
that
with
you got Jewish blood in you.
So my point
Why
is,
don't you prove you got Jewish
here's what I'm
blood
trying to say.
at the Israeli embassy? Why can't you show
Can
why
you
can't
keep
you
quiet?
do
No
that?
one's talking to you.
I'm talking to you. Do you recognise that you
Thank you
could
very
be a
much.
black
Have a good day.
Israeli?
Thank you very much.
A
Have a good day.
Fallesha?
Thank you very much.
You
Have
are
a good
Sorry,
day.
sorry,
Thank
just
you very
talk
much.
to us,
Have a
talk to
good
us.
day. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Thank you very much.
Right, talk to
Have
us.
a
You're
good
talking
day.
to us.
Thank you very much.
You're talking to us.
So my point is, when I first moved, I started it all wrong. I am not setting aside the King James for the Bible.
Okay, that's good. Oh, that's
Not at all. So I said it all wrong, right? I have been, a few years ago, I decided to go back into the Bible, but read it a completely different way.
That's right.
And in doing so, I had to establish the original definitions of words. Words were I spent hours on those, and then sometimes I forget after
going to add something in a minute when you.
so my point was is that I've come where I'm curious about all the other books, the Apocryphas, and I've not touched on them or read them or anything like that.
I'm going to come close here. I want to show you.
Yeah, before you show that,
Because I'm
I
still
want
with the
you to
good
get
book.
us to only 10 and 12. 'Cause I want to show you something first.
Yeah, I'm still
First
with
and
the
foremost,
good book.
you only 10
So
and
I've
10
not
and 12.
bypassed the book and gone into others. What I'm trying to do is what I do best is that if you have one book, I need references and so on and so forth. But words for me is fundamental and is key to my understanding. So the Bible is my main frame. So I said it all wrong.
If you hold your thought there, because first and foremost, there's something that we need to do. Because sometimes, a lot of times, we're worrying about the words and books and other things. Read that for me first. This is the primary, and then if you can grab us Psalms 111 verse 10.
And the reason why I've said that is because there's an African American female professor, and she is prolific with Israel and wordings and so on and so forth. So when she's looking, when she references, not say she references any word from the book, and she goes globally, telling the global, so if it's Celtic, she'll give the meaning, if it's Armenian, she'll give you the meaning, and that way, for me, before you even read a sentence or even a few words, that
But check this out, before read that first and then read that right behind it. Listen to this.
Deuteronomy chapter 10, verse 12. And now Israel, what doth the Lord thy God require of thee?
Because the Lord God has a requirement for us. Let's see what this is.
But to fear the Lord thy God, to walk in all his ways, and to love him, and to serve the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul, to keep the commandments.
Now, this is what this is the main thing we have to focus on before anything. Read that bit again.
To keep the commandments of the Lord and his statutes, which I command thee this day for thy good.
Right, bear that in mind. Read that.
This is Psalms, Psalms 111, verse 10.
Read that.
It says, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. It says, a good understanding of all they that do is commandment.
Now, these are the only way you're going to really understand certain things. You have to first and foremost know who you are as an Israelite. That's number one. So we can go to the Hebrew or this and that. At the end of the day, right, we've been scattered for disobedience. So now we've got the understanding, like we've got the language of our oppressors. That's what we have to use. First and foremost is the language. Exactly. So the language you see. So worrying about the other language, the way it was written in, is irrelevant at the moment.
I understand that.
So we need to come to God, learn what He said, and the only way we're going to understand certain things, first we have to be learning His laws, fearing Him, and keeping His commandments.
What is the definition of the word psalms? Is it a song? What is the word?
Yes, Psalms is a song.
It means song.
Careful.
Careful, if you go back anymore, you'll go over with the tripod.
Yeah, it means song.
But what we because what I want to say to you is sometimes our focus is on the wrong thing. Like the sister, you said that she goes into the language, she this and that. But is she keeping the commandments of the Lord?
No.
That's the thing. You see, that's the point.
When I started to talk, I said that
No.
into this for a period of time. You can't bypass the commandment. What I'm doing is
But are we doing them?
What I'm doing,
That's the thing.
What I'm doing personally is looking for understanding my way. I'm halfway there. Put it that way. Right? So what you read initially, and that's mandatory. You have to know.
It's mandatory.
The commandments are mandatory.
Yeah, but hear this. It's
So when
like
I'm going into words, I'm going at my level, with where I am, to get a much better understanding. And it means instinctively, I'm saying to myself, this is your starting point to understand.
But hear this, I understand what you said, but hear this, like we said, it's mandatory, which it is. But here the thing is, like, are we, see, it's fine to say they're mandatory, but are we practicing them? I mean, like, there's a dietary law. Do you eat shrimp, crab, lobster? Do you eat these kind of food? I'm just trying to show you, like, as much as we may say they're mandatory, but are we practicing them? There's a feast day. Have we been keeping the Passover, Feast of Unleavened Bread, first fruit? See, there's my point. But there's my point.
And it's been contorted for people to believe that it's Sunday and it's taken.
But
that doesn't matter. Before you go any further, hopefully God's living. I have been told I've been dragged up to 6 a.m. So there's certain aspects. My uncle and my dad, they're Rastafarians. There's certain aspects I am aware of, familiar with, but didn't go as. The understanding I have now compared to then, obviously is going to differ, right? So when you're speaking certain things, For me, that's not basic or the beginning, but I'm not unfamiliar with all that you're doing or saying. I'm not unfamiliar.
No, I know you're not unfamiliar, but my point is, are we practicing them? That's the point. That's the point I'm trying to get to. That before we go, hold on, sis. Hang on, hold on. Before we try to go deep, we have to first be basic. We have to now learn the laws and apply them. And what? But here the point of this. When we start doing these, other things are going to become much easier. And because the Most High God's going to open your understanding. Because things that we are learning, the reason why we sometimes don't know them, because we're disobedient and He's not opening our understanding to these things. But if you're obedient, listen, things that I know now, somebody could have read me them and I could have gone over them and I would have never known them. Do you understand what I'm saying though? If you see the point I'm trying to make.
It also went so far to say, don't mix two different and we're on this. That's what I mean. Come on. Okay, am I correct?
Eastern European, taking the original painting, which is as he says, and changing it.
Yeah, I'm going to hear you, but I just want to say something about what you just said, so we can go for a point. That's correct what you're saying, but you have to remember, Most High knows we're in captivity, so He knows we are not making. This is where grace comes. We're not making those garments that can't be mixed together. We're not producing them, but we have to be clothed in this company. I understand.
So you either correct it
Yeah.
or tell me I'm going in the right direction. So if I have snippets of statements to say, it gives you a good idea of my mindset and where I'm going from. Alright? You already know about the activity aspect of it. Alright? I don't call it anything but a trade. Business, alright, is a trade. Alright, there were two sets of trade. Okay? Most of us here are from one out anyway. Mixed blood. What I'm saying to you, gentlemen, is that my mindset is, if I didn't do what I do, I wouldn't be here today, because I've not come across you guys before.
Yes.
So this is exactly what I needed to hear, to know what direction I'm going to take, to get to the understanding. When I was 16 years of age, I was asked, what would you like to do?
How you doing? You okay? Yeah. Wow.
Father.
You've got a good memory.
At 16, that gives you my mindset.
But then how do you obtain those? Because
Yes,
it goes
well,
back
I
to the
was
point
just-
that what God was making.
All right, so there's one thing I want to say, right, and I'm saying it because I think it's important. So, no, I want to say something. So there was an apostle called Paul. So Paul was given the authority to be the apostle to the Gentiles, the uncircumcised Israelites, right? And he said in one of his letters, I am all things to all people. Why? Because when you're talking to a person that has lost their knowledge, their understanding, their language, their everything, you have to target whatever it is that's holding them back from reconnecting to that. So if in your case it's the languages, I could deal with you on that. No, wait, if in your case it's the languages or the meaning of the words is a stumbling block, I could deal with that. If, as Ak was saying, it's the law, we could deal with that. If it's, I think the Bible was written by a white man, we could deal with that. Our job is to remove whatever is barriers. Yes, but there's not just one barrier. So yes, you're right, the law, but if she knows about the law, then that's not the barrier. The barrier, what I'm getting is, she has an issue with the languages, how they interpret it, and what... So that's what I was trying to deal with.
Hold on. The point is this. She might know the laws, but what he's trying to put forward is she practicing. Because the thing is this,
I agree.
to get that wisdom, like the Most High will give you a certain knowledge to come into the truth.
Yes.
Yeah, but to
Isaiah
gain
28.
that more wisdom, you have to be obedient.
Yes.
This is what the brother's trying to put to find out.
Which is
So
why I wanted to say, when it comes to your question, when I said at 16, that was my starting
so
point.
then how do you obtain that wisdom? Because it goes back to what the brother was saying.
You've got a piece of paper.
So,
Am I allowed to answer the how?
yeah.
The how is led me here. It's led me all the way to here.
Now I'm going to show you. Right? This is Sirach 19.
I can't quote the Bible. I'm not.
No, we don't expect you to. Listen, that's our job.
But I started at 16, wanting to, I went into the Bible community at 16. That's how.
But we would like you to do something just a little bit more than listen, to apply what's being taught. Because listening, anybody
like,
can
don't eat pork and all that kind of thing.
start to apply it. Listen, there are things.
Apply that process to baby.
No, but I'm saying not just pork. There's other things
aspect.
like
That's what
the
your
law
example,
consists
right?
on more things than just pork and that. There's a dietary law, there's a civil law, there's a ceremonial law, and there's a moral law. These
That's
are
like
things.
marine law.
But see, these are things that we have to do. It's not optional. Now, let me just come up because the brother wanted to read.
This is Sirach 19 and 20. It says, the fear of the Lord is all wisdom, and in all wisdom is the performance of the law. So if you're seeking wisdom, look at King Solomon. When he was given that wisdom, he weren't being disobedient.
No.
You know, obviously he went off at a point of time. But for him to obtain that wisdom,
that point.
for the most,
Open to it.
no, he was obedient, and that's what the brother is trying to put over.
Yeah, I know. And when it comes to obedience, I kind of want to say a little bit, I don't know, so how do I live my life, for example? I know
What? In the same book, let me just answer and then.
The Bible actually has an answer to nearly every single question that we have. The Bible has the answer.
How do you live your life? So listen to this, guys. This is Sirach 19 and 19. It says, the knowledge of the commandments of the Lord is the doctrine of life. That's how you live your life, according to what God tells us to do or not to do. It's not technical.
So the first thing we have to do, we have to really, the first place to start, like you say, you're seeking things. What you need to start is reading from Genesis to Deuteronomy. And what you read, you apply and start doing them. You may falter sometimes, but you have to acknowledge that. But these are things, these are actions. These are not just words, these are things you have to start doing. And when you start doing them, you're going to see the Most High going to open up other avenues. Then those questions you have, they're going to fall into place anyway. That's the point I'm trying to say.
It comes back to what this gentleman says, the how. Yes? If you don't practice, or if you don't put, to me it's a lifestyle. Okay? Obeying the commandments is a lifestyle. It's not something that you get up and do one day. No, you do this. As far as I'm concerned. Alright? So, we're dealing with, we're here in the West, we're doing the best. But coming back to the house at 16. I know I don't look it or anything, but
The thing is, there's
there's
certain
certain
things.
things I've been practicing for a long time.
We agree. There's, the
So I
Bible
don't know what to
teaches.
say.
The Bible teaches there's certain things that's in us innately that we will do, not having had that knowledge. But
Go on to ourselves.
yeah, but there's certain things which we still have to be taught. And even when we're reading those laws, there'll be certain laws which, because of the situation that we find ourselves under, we won't be able to keep. This is where grace and mercy comes in. But the ones that we are able to keep, this is what we're telling our people to do. Brother brought up some like the dietary law, which is the feast days. We are able to rehearse them. We might not do them perfectly, but the Most High is looking at the effort that you're making to do what He wants you to do. And this is how He's going to, like...
I mean, back in the days, just for example, back in the earlier days, it was to take a years, but when they say keep the Sabbath, and Sabbath is supposed to be a Saturday.
But how do you do that?
Saturn,
Exactly.
right?
It's just today.
And it's supposed to be, I think, from sunset to sunrise around the world.
Sundown to sundown.
Right? So what we used to do, we have to do everything that you're supposed to do.
Yeah, certain things you can't do. Sundown.
And then once the Sabbath comes in, they will have breakfast. To keep the Sabbath holy, you're not meant to do at all.
Well,
For that period of time, that meant no money transaction.
yeah, you're not meant to buy or sell.
That's what I mean. No
Yeah, not
money
meant to buy or
transaction,
sell.
right?
No servile work.
Right. So that was embedded in that's something I don't like money transaction on a Saturday. So something I've been that's in my lifestyle for many years. The one thing I was I'm reading it with a much better understanding years ago. So festive seasons like Easter, Halloween, and all the rest of that, I am aware.
But the other ones then, alright, it's good that you're aware that we don't observe those.
The ones that I need to be more familiar with is the
And that's right.
and hence the reason why as soon as I see the books, I know what I want, I know what I'm looking for, I'll just know what I need and I'm focusing that.
Also, there's certain things in the scriptures, like the Bible says, I'll say read the Bible from back to front. Yeah, but there's going to be certain things that you have to be because the Bible is teaching you that there's, like for Ezra, he was revealed certain things and he was told these revealed openly and others be revealed to the wise and understanding. So there's certain things that where the Most High is giving certain brothers certain wisdom which they need to pass down to us. Like the knowledge that I've had, I have to study. Like some I read and wisdom was opened up to me, but a lot of it has to be taught to me. You know what I'm saying? So there's something you will have to be taught.
And I'll just show one quickly as the brother, just because this is something that's not really, so this isn't a law per se, but this is how Paul teaches you how you reverence Christ. And Paul is a non-Google brother. So you would expect that what he's saying isn't wrong. Just listen to this. This is something this is something simple. First Corinthians.
So you could have seen that. And I'm going to ask you to break down that.
Just watch this quickly. Let me just show you something simple that how you can reverence Christ. Watch this.
1 Corinthians chapter 11 verse 3. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ,
So it's showing you that the head of us is Christ, is our head. He's above us.
and the head of the woman is the man,
So the man is above the woman.
and the head of Christ is God.
So Christ has a head, but watch it. This is the point.
Verse. Every man praying or prophesying,
So if you're praying, like the Bible's coming out, or if you're reading the Bible, you're praying to the Most High.
every man praying or prophesying,
Man.
having his head covered, dishonoreth his head.
Now Paul is teaching you how to reverence Christ here. So if I am praying or prophesying or Bible's come out, and if I have my head covered, I'm dishonoring Christ. Yeah, that's what it says. Now watch this.
5. But every woman that prayeth or prophesieth with her head uncovered, dishonoreth her head.
So a woman, when the Bible should put, this is why you see they put a little shawl or just cover her head. That's just something, right? So that's just something simple, but this is something that's, yeah, well, simple, profound, but this is something that we can do. There's nothing stopping us from doing this. So when you're praying, but it's not naturally practiced. That's,
when it's a part of your everyday lifestyle.
But see, this is the thing. This isn't naturally practiced, and this isn't taught by the church. This isn't taught by the church.
It's not naturally practiced by me.
Well,
Most of
most
us-
of our
most
people
of our
don't
people.
do
It
this.
doesn't mean that some of us are not practicing.
No, we didn't say that. We said naturally that would be the majority.
Yeah, if you're going to use the word naturally, but the majority of our people don't do this. And this, I'm just showing you, this is something simple and this can be done. This is how you reverence Christ, and this is how you reverence your head who's above you. Because like the woman, we can't go to the Most High directly. We have to go through the Habashai, and the woman has to go through the man. That's the order of things. But everything has an order. But I was just, the point I brought this out. Yes.
Yes.
But,
Oh, yes, yes.
but the point, yes.
So,
Right.
what you mentioned is
So the point I brought out, I'm just showing that these are things like this we need to learn and apply them. These start from the simple and work our way up. Yeah, that's.
I mean, as human beings and where we are in life experiences, sometimes, you know, things take us away from. But the beautiful thing is
Right. So what I've been waiting to show you is the original scripture, not scripture, sorry, the original writing that the scriptures were written in, which validates the book, and also, and this is the point that I think we need to stress as well, it also pinpoints who we are, because we were stripped of our nationality, right? And we were given bywords to replace it. So this allows us to reconnect back to the source, which is the Bible, which then allows us to reconnect to who we were, so that we can praise our God, because we're the only ones that can serve Him. So let me just show you, this is one particular thing, so you can write this down. It's called the Moabite or the Meshastel. Oh, okay, I said it.
These are reading glasses. You want to try these? These are reading glasses.
So you can write it down. Yeah, you can write it down so as a reference.
More about stone, no?
Yeah, it's called a Meshastel or the Moabite stone. Right. This is actually. Okay, but what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to show you something. Right? What I'm trying to show you is this was found and it was written in this language. So the Moabites are not the Israelites, they're a different tribe, but they had the same language system. I can read it, so I translated it. And in it, it mentions Gad, which is an Israelite tribe. It mentions the king of Israel. Can you see it? Right. Right. You don't need to read the whole thing. Right. So now, just like you, I wrote down an entire lexicon. No, I could send you the PDF. I wrote down an entire lexicon of the words. So these original words, which the early Bible was written in, if you notice how many synonyms they have, good, something that functions properly, that's 2 synonyms, right? Car, burn, heat of the sun, heat of anger, synonym. So now, when you're translating it, you have to pick the synonym based on the context. Yeah? This is the writing system. It wasn't written in Amharic or Ge'ez. It was written in Paleo-Hebrew. So let me show you the Paleo-Hebrew. This is the Paleo-Hebrew. It looks like the ancient Egyptian writing, where it's more basic, right? That's our writing system. So you don't have to worry, well, you don't know it, I know it, but I don't worry about if the Bible is real or if it was written by us, because I go to the original script. Yes.
No, you did. You did. Yeah. No, you made that correctly. No, I know. That's my God. You did say.
So this is the last thing I want to say. Yeah. with everything that's been said, now that there's a judgment coming, what is the conclusion of the whole matter? Because we can go through the video and all of that, but ultimately, one thing we should understand is that Most High looking to bring judgment. And for us to avoid the judgment and receive the promises, there's something we have to do.
Let me read it. I'm going to read it. Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. Let me give it. And the Bible is even going to say it anyway. Listen to this. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 12. This is exactly what the brother just said. Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter.
You've gone through the Hebrew, you've gone through this. Let's see what the conclusion is.
Fear God and keep His commandments. For this is the whole duty of man.
It goes back to your wisdom.
Meaning
that
mankind.
You was asking about. That's what's paying wisdom. Fear God and keep His commandments. You think it's wise. Imagine. Just think about it.
So after all that to come round, that makes perfect sense. I'm not saying that I know or didn't know or didn't feel. What I'm saying is, my girlfriend came here for a reason.
Yes. And you got the channel. We're hearing every Saturday, no dinner from 1 o'clock. This is 16:11.
No, so he has the King James 1611.
Got this look in there.
Right? The Apocrypha is already in it.
It's in its correct place. Where
But he has the one in it, 1611. We have the contemporary one, so we have to buy the Apocrypha and add it so it becomes that as well.
because this is 66 books. This is the 66 books. This is the 80.
Before you go, quickly tell her what that's also.
Oh, yeah, you can break. I'd rather you break it down.
Look on the front.
Hour.
Oh, Yahweh.
Yeah.
Right. So this is Paleo Hebrew, right?
This is the name of the Most
So
High.
it's written from left to right, I think?
Right to left.
Right to left, right. So this is Yah.
So it's written from that way to
That's
that
how
way.
ancient was. Not left to right, that's how we do
The
now.
Edomites do that. They do it from they do
Left to
everything
right.
backwards. Yeah, go on.
When I was first started studying photography, I couldn't get my head around. I think I used to in Jamaica thinking I was a retard. I couldn't get my head around because I'm left-handed.
Are you left-handed?
I started to write from that way to that way. And I think it took teachers a good while to redirect my mind.
Right. That's what they did.
Yeah.
There you go.
So writing initially was from right to left.
So right.
A lot of the ancient language did that.
Right
Well,
to
Arabic does that.
Arabic is a derivative of Hebrew anyway, so that's why they do it.
Anyway, go on.
Right, so this letter is the Yad, that's Yah. So there was no vowel, so that's Yah. This is the Ha, this is the Wa, and this is the Ha at the end. So this Ha is not really pronounced. Some people do, but it's not really pronounced. So this would be Yah, Ha, Wa.
Which means he is created.
He's going to break it down.
That's the name of Most High.
Well, yeah, that's a good. They break it down.
One
He
that
is,
goes-
he exists.
Yahweh Shai. Oh yeah, you got the from you. Is that the one you go for? Yeah.
So if you look at this now, so this is in the notes, right?
Before you got there, you see, anytime you're reading the King James and you see Lord in all caps, in the original text,
That's what I was gonna say.
I thought we were gonna break
So
down
before
the-
I say what you just said, you're gonna say it, because this is what I was gonna show her. So if you read here in the notes, it says Hebrew YHWH, which is what I showed you there, but they have it in the English lettering, YHWH, usually translated Lord. So what that means, why they said usually is because sometimes Lord means Christ. But usually, when you say full capitals, it means Yahweh. So then you have Yahweh, which means he is this, he is, he mode. You have Yahweh Shai, which is where they translated and made Joshua. So Joshua in the paleo would be Yahweh Shai, which means Yahweh saves, or even he saves. And then you have Yahweh Da, which means he praises. So Judah actually is Yahweh Da, then you have Yahweh Shai, then you have yes, and then you have Yahweh. And if you read Psalm 76:1, you got that? Psalm 76:1? No, he's gonna bring it out.
When you see Lord God, so you see capital L in lowercase for Lord, then God in all caps goes back to the Yahweh.
Yes. So God in all caps goes back to Yahweh as well.
No.
Yeah, but there was no capital and small letters. There was no full stop. There was there wasn't even paragraph. Psalm 76:1.
Psalm chapter 76 verse 1.
Listen to this.
In Judah is God known. His name is great in Israel.
In Judah, Yahweh Da is Yahweh known. His praise, say again.
In Judah is God known. His name is great in Israel.
Right, his name is great in Israel.
His name holds weight amongst us.
Yes. Violence, weighty. Yes. So, sis, you know you're Israelite. You know what tribe you're from? It doesn't matter anyway. But
You mean the tribe of Gad?
you could be any of the 12. Could be.
I'm supposed to be from the tribe of Gad.
Is that based on when you're born, or is it? Well, that's another-
Yeah, but I'm going into something else different because that doesn't make sense. So,
Because if you're born on one day and you're God, and your dad is born on another day and he's Benjamin, how does that work? No, because
and
you
this
are
argument
you
with
are
my
what your
other...
father is.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. My Quran is
And usually people with left hands are usually Benjamin. It means that you are one of the most loved tribes and most powerful tribes. Well, yeah. No, we're all rebellious.
Don't smile, gentlemen.
No, we're all
No, because he's just touched on this. Okay,
So once
he's
you know
touched
that-
on my both sides. That's my both sides. You know,
So once you know,
Yes, I
and
am.
once you acknowledge,
so like,
because what I was saying, so I was being a bit presumptuous, but what I was saying was actually correct. Because once you've acknowledged that you're Israelite, which I presume that maybe you didn't know, even though you said you're right. I presume that. But once you know that, you go straight to the law. Are you keeping the law? Because that's where you get your wisdom, that's where you get your salvation, that's where you get everything, right? So I was under the assumption that you was kind of almost there, but not there yet, and that the language thing is what was holding you back.
No,
that's
no,
why I
no.
was introducing
I'm
that.
just curious about
But if you do know that you're Israelite, you have to go straight to what I brought out in Ecclesiastes, and there's one in Deuteronomy as well.
If you've got no faith in the Most High,
You
have your God says it's impossible to please Him.
I mean, I did
So pleasure.
over 25 years ago. I did pick up an Egyptian book about the
You ready?
Mahat system.
Yeah. So
And that's not, we got nothing to do with Egypt apart from there as a slave.
yeah.
The
So,
Israelites.
yeah. And this is another misteaching.
Yes.
Because
That's what I was just about to come to.
So
Yeah.
what they do, what they've done, they've debased us and erased a lot of our knowledge, then shown a lot of issue of another dark race of people who did well. So we gravitate to Egypt, but they're
When
getting
it's
into
got nothing to do with us.
and they're getting into
And this is
captivity
what I was
just like
gonna-
everyone else.
So every time I start to finish, I just look up a dummy.
No, but there's two groups of people that are related that you thought of. So there's Egypt is one, Ethiopia is the other one. And both of them destroyed us.
Yes, because they're two of the same, aren't they?
Yeah.
But they're Hamites. So
Exactly. So
they're
they've
from
got nothing to
Ham.
do with us. And when a lot of people was embracing Egyptian and everything, back then, let me talk, they know anything about it, but instincts.
So what religion?
Hold on.
Instincts can
What religion?
Hold on.
Hold on. One second. We're just going to read something, then we'll answer your question. Just give us 1 minute, yeah? Just going to read something for the lady.
Because back, Egypt was Florida, right? So there's something about it just made people like,
So you don't want to learn the spiritual system.
even my blood was like,
That's your spell, boy. That's
sorry.
your spell.
And it's still the same. So, like,
Listen to this.
So going back to this book here, it's on the Compact Bible, on the Ham.
Yes.
Yeah, because that's what they're trying to teach us, that
yeah,
we
but
are
we're
Hamites.
not.
So it says,
No.
Ham, the youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood, and one of 8 persons to live through the flood, he became the progenitor or the forefather of the dark races, not the Negroes.
Correct.
but
It's going to tell you who?
Egyptians,
Ethiopians,
Libyans, and Canaanites.
and Canaanites.
Correct.
4 families.
are
Remember,
not
when you go
from
through the
there.
Bible, there's 18 nations.
even-
Hold on, before that. When you go through the Bible, there are 18 nations the Most High made. Obviously, now they've gone into sub-nations. But out of the 18 nations, you've got 6 nations that come from the older son, Japheth. Yeah, out of the
I
the
know.
3 sons. 6, hang on.
And I know we're going to
6 nations, 6 nations were from Japheth. 4 nations from the youngest son Ham, and from the middle son Shem was 8 nations come from Shem. That makes the 18.
And before I forget, when you mentioned Hamites, I can't remember, correct me if I'm wrong, Genesis. Most like you say, we are not supposed to mingle with them.
Yeah, Deuteronomy.
We're not supposed to mingle with them at all.
When we was going into the land, he gave us that law, but it's like that with all nations. When you say intermingle,
I'm just saying that I know that we're not Hamites.
yeah, the intermingling is not that we can't do business.
No, we're not
We're
meant
meant to
to
take
marry
someone as
your seed.
yeah.
We're not supposed
So
to
when it
play
comes to
with
Genesis, genealogy, blah 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 blah,
But
it's
you
talking
see,
about
but you see what's happened now over
offspring.
time, because we have done that, you're going to get certain of our people that actually look physically like the other nations.
Yes.
You know, so when you go on the channel, one of the first videos that come up on the home page is one called Speckled in the Flesh. If you watch that, it shows you. He looks like a
What
soul.
channel? This channel.
it's on the our main channel.
Oh, this is a channel.
Yeah, look.
That's what's going to be on. Yeah, you're going to find this lesson now.
Yeah, so when you go on there,
Well, you'll be moving all over the
No,
place.
I don't want no. When it comes to them kind of things, I don't know how you're going to phase out my face. I don't want anywhere.
you'll be alright.
Yeah, that's what. When you were standing there before, you were fine. You weren't on it at all. But only because you've moved around. Yeah, there you're fine. It's only because you've been moving around.
I just don't like that kind of
Didn't think we're so busy talking to you. Didn't really.
But
Yeah.
don't insist. Don't stress yourself over it. The Most High's got you. Yeah.
Yeah, bring it out.
Look at Amos chapter 9 verse 7. Are ye not as the children of the Ethiopians unto me,
So
O children of Israel?
So some of our people can look like the Ethiopians, but we're not them. Get me Exodus 11 and 7. So some of us can, like, for instance, you know the account of Moses, he passed for Pharaoh's grandson.
Yes.
There's no way you're going to pass for someone's grandson if you were them people over there.
No.
You know? So Exodus 11.
Exodus 11 and verse 7. But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue against man or beast, that ye may know how that the Lord does put a difference between the Egyptian and Israel.
Yeah, so we've got a different spirit. Totally different spirit.
I agree.
Yeah.
The spirit is right. So I'm gonna
All right.
go out gracefully.
Yeah,
The
sure
next
thing.
time I come and talk, I'll be behind.
Yeah,
the
no
door.
problem.
No problem.
It's just not. It's my
my nature.
No,
I just
no
never
problem.
liked
No
it.
problem.
You
No
have
problem.
the channel.
Yeah.
Take a look at the video.
I've been
later
taking a
on.
look at myself to think,
No,
no,
it's
no,
not
no,
about
no.
that. It's not about that. It's about the
The
information.
information.
Yes,
Yeah?
of course, yes.
And also the precepts that I've brought out, you're going to be able to write them down and look for them yourself.
Yeah, just
Yeah?
grab a Bible and go for it.
It's a live stream. It cannot be edited.
No, it can't be. You can't edit live
I
stream.
know that. It's
Okay, but that's. I was
You
glad
never
you
know.
were.
The Most High is good at doing things.
You know what? I had to
Look, she's come forward again. You just.
It's time for me to say thank you.
Oh, okay.
This was amazing, and it's actually
I want to leave with
given
one thing.
me the little pointers that I need. Time from the essence.
I'm gonna read it quick then. Deuteronomy.
Really need this.
Yeah. Deuteronomy chapter 7 verse 6, and it reads, "For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
Only means set apart. But
The Lord thy God has chosen thee
And you guys as well.
to be a special people unto himself, above,
equal to.
above,
Below.
above all
No,
people,
some people.
all
Just the
people,
bad ones.
all people that are upon the face of the earth." Don't ever forget that,
But
sis.
the only way you're going to be above and different is when you come back to keeping his
You
laws
apply
and
what's written.
faithful.
Correct.
Otherwise, we're no different to no one else.
No. And
And
that's
there's a spirit that you have to have as well, right? So you have an inquisitive nature, you're very intelligent, articulate, but also there's a spirit, and that's the difference that the Most High put between us and the Egyptians.
the spirit. So, what time do you guys normally close the live stream on a
Normally
Saturday?
couple
Are you
hours.
here
You know,
every Saturday?
Lord willing, so
We've been
far.
there for 5 years more or less.
I'll say one thing. If you
Well, I
do
think-
want to know more about the Hebrew, I would suggest you go off camera and take this brother's phone number,
Because he is.
because he's the man to talk to.
Nice.
Oh, okay. Because I remember you said you wanted to learn more of the.
But we're here anytime, so you can
But
always
we're
come and ask
It will
questions.
come.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean? So this
But
allows me to
the
absorb.
basics.
I can't thank you enough.
No problem, likewise.
It's been sometimes I can't get the answers if I'm not open to embracing, then I'm not going to receive. So this way I'm open
thing is-
to and I receive. So I just need to embrace, and then I can move to the next phase and the next. And so
But we're here.
So
Lord
if
willing,
you
every
see me slide back and say hi bye, and I'm running.
That's
That
fine,
means I'm
that's fine, that's fine, that's fine.
All right, thanks.
All right. Let's have a blessed day.
So, have a blessed day.
Thank you very much. Take care, gentlemen.
Well, the Most High shows some favor
Yeah,
there.
man. No, but it's funny. 'Cause yet again, the lesson
Yeah.
manifested itself.
I remember when she said that.
Well, I'm not.
That's what's out.
And I actually know why she chose Lord as well. Lord, that's these words and stuff.
Yeah.
So like I said, I understand because that's how my mind thinks as well.
Who was reading?
Don't even know. We've been off so long.
But the Ezra, I think I did, but we could go back so you can
Yeah, read
recalibrate
30,
yourself.
Ecclesiastes 14, read 34, 35.
Yeah. So this is the book of Second
Oh
Ezra.
no, what we're doing was going to break down, it was you, Ephesians 2. Because remember I was saying we still have a lot of learning, rather than more learning than me.
Oh yes, yeah.
Oh, yes.
You
So
brought
saying-
it out. You can bring it out.
Yeah,
You did bring it out.
You're not saved by the law.
Yeah.
That's it. You was reading 2nd Ezra 7,
Yes.
9, 7 and 8.
No.
No, it was me. Because I remember you said quickly read 9. Yeah. We will get there.
Yeah.
Slowly.
He remembers in precepts, and you realize that.
Yeah.
You know, like I remember like what you said. You remember.
It's like the precept was coming and you think, who was reading that? It was me, yeah. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 9 and verse, what was I starting from?
7.
7, innit?
Seven,
Yeah,
eight.
yeah, that's it. 2nd Ezra chapter 9 verse 7. and everyone that shall be saved and shall be able
Because
to
you read the works.
Yes, yes,
Oh,
that's
that's what
it.
he's reading. You're going to go to Psalms 78. We're going to do the second part
No,
of
he
works.
did read it. I don't. All right.
He did Exodus 18. So that shall be saved.
Right, he's recalibrating based on the precepts. Wow, I didn't read it, right? 78.
5 to 7.
Yeah.
Read that again.
But I'm sure I was starting to read this when the lady came up because I was reading.
Yeah, but I was going to go back.
Oh, you maybe was going to go back, but I was reading.
Yeah, because you called it out
Yeah,
to you,
and
and then you told me to get this, and that's what it is.
So what shall
again,
yeah,
7
yeah.
again.
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 9 verse 7. And everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works, and that's when he stopped
There
me.
you go.
Yeah,
Say
we're
the next
there.
bit, please. By his works and
By
what?
works and by faith.
So what is those works? Psalm 78.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 78, verses 5 to 7. Verse 5. For he established a testimony in Jacob, Yaakov, and appointed a law in Israel, by Yasha'Allah, which he commanded our fathers, I'm not going to do that one again, that they should make, I can, but I don't know, that they should make them known to their children, because it's a tongue twister. Verse 6. That the generation to come might know them, even the children which should be born, who should arise and declare them to their children. So this is Israel, this is a precept you need to remember because it's proving that we're supposed to teach in perpetuity until we get into the kingdom. That who should arise and declare them to their children, verse 7, that they might set their hope in God and not forget the words of God, but keep his commandments.
What's those works?
Keep his commandments.
So read Ephesians 2 and 7. But when it says,
yeah, I know.
when brothers are saying we're not saved by the law, that's actually speaking about, and this is what I always say.
Can I read it?
Yeah, go on, and not be like their fathers.
Verse 8. Wow. I might not be as their fathers, as stubborn, because you remind me of the sister. A stubborn
Stony heart.
and rebellious generation. That's why I said we're all rebellious. A generation that set not their hearts aright, and whose spirit, remember what I told you, the spirit was not steadfast with God.
Right. Yeah, so what I always say, when you read in Paul's writing, and you hear things like, we're not under the law, you have to keep the law.
You're not saved by the law.
Just think of animal atonement.
What was it, three Sabbaths ago when you went into, or 4, when you went into the port breakdown on the other side?
Yes.
So I don't know if you guys are listening, but about 4 lessons ago, up went deep, we was on the other side.
I remember, yeah, we still
into Paul. Yeah. And explaining how his letters are hard to be understood.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah, to that young guy.
He went into depth. Yes.
Put the Romans 2.
You already know about Romans 2 and 30. Right.
This is why this is
13.
This is why I say when you read anything to do with not keeping the law, think atonement, like sacrifices, because you're going to come up with stuff like this. Go on.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 2 and verse 13. For not the hearers of the law are
And that
just.
goes into what you were saying to the sister as well. Yes, you know we have to keep the laws, but
This perfect. For not the hearers of the law are just before God, but the doers of the law shall be justified.
And the reason why I wanted to make that point to the sister, because a lot of the times we're so preoccupied on, oh, who wrote that? Oh, it wasn't in that language. Oh, it was the Ethiopian Bible. Oh, it was, I want to know what that word means. But those are more deeper things. Master the basics first. Try to be obedient. and the rest will fall into place. Because that's how it's happened to me. I've been obedient first, and I'm still, you know, obviously being obedient. But things are falling into place because I haven't gone to the end trying to go backwards. I've gone to the beginning trying to go forward. That's, you know.
So there's two precepts I want to bring out too, just to validate what I said. Isaiah 28 and 9. Whom shall he teach knowledge?
You know, anytime Salakia, this is what, just like how he loves Romans. I love this Isaiah. I love this scripture because, like, you don't do it like this, you ain't gonna know Jack. You know what I mean?
So break it down for me. For whom shall he teach knowledge? And whom shall he be made to understand doctrine?
So he's showing you now who's the Most High going to give you the knowledge and understand the doctrine that's contained. Oh, that's contained. Thank you. That's contained in this Bible.
Them that are weaned from the milk.
Those that drink the milk and are supping that milk. Those that are being, should we say, breastfed. Because that's what's going to nourish you. Who's going to turn up their nose so bad?
I know, right?
Yeah,
and drawn from the breast.
Right, so you have to be weaned off the milk before you go to the deep stuff. That is the problem with our people. They're on the milk and they still want to, they haven't got molders, but they want to chew
That's
steak.
the spirit. That's just what I was going to say. So you have to come up, not even the milk teeth. You have to start to get solid teeth before you can start yamming on the meat, fam.
And people want to chew steak with gum.
I know, right?
They ain't even got teeth yet.
Verse 9. Verse 10. For precept must be upon precept.
Because one precept's gonna explain another one. That's why the Bible tells you that there's no private interpretation. Because you only go from precept to precept to prove that point.
Precept upon precept, line upon line,
keeping it in the context of what it is written in.
Line upon line, here a little, and there a little.
That is a very important. A little from this scripture, a little from that scripture, a little from the old, a little from the new. Makes the puzzle
complete.
Not for everyone though.
And I'm adding 11 because it's something that Ak said as well. So
no.
I'm bringing out 11 because I've said something, so I want to validate it as well. Verse 11. For with stammering lips, meaning another language, and another tongue, meaning another language, will he speak to his people.
And the thing about this part, what the brother just read, which is good as well, that don't you think the Most High knew where he was going to send us? Don't you think he knew we was going to be discontinued from the paleo? So he gave us a language that we can understand, so we can't say, well, you know what, the oppressors got me and they took away my heritage, so I didn't know.
Exactly.
He made sure he had it translated in every language on the planet. So you've got no excuse.
It's the most translated book on the face of the earth.
Exactly.
And it's also the most sold book on the face of the earth. 5 billion copies and counting. There you go.
Because you know what? It's funny that when you look at some music, you go into another country, it's still in English.
I know. Yeah, I know. Yeah. And they dance to it as well.
Right.
Verse 13. But the word of the Lord Yahweh was unto them, precept upon precept.
That's when you don't want to stick to the milk, man.
Yeah.
Precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line, here a little, and there a little, that they might go and fall backward, and be broken and snared and taken.
Right. So read Ephesians 2 and 7.
Ephesians 2, verse 7, that in the ages to come he might show the exceeding riches of his grace in his kindness towards us through Mashiach Yahushai.
Yeah, and that's favour. That kindness leads into favour. It says through the Mashiach Yahushai, which is him dying so that we can actually repent and not be put to death for sins that we should be put to death for. So,
ain't that true?
8.
Because under Moses, like you like to say, would keep some of these laws up due to fear, right? That's why they stole that brother last week.
I know, right?
You know what I mean? I don't want that. Right. But you're not doing it willingly. But the thing is, you're not... but you're not doing it willingly. So your heart is in the wrong place because you don't really want to do them. And if you had a choice, you wouldn't do them. You're only doing them because you are dead.
So now, he's giving us that favour through Yahweh Shai, and to see now if you're going to keep them willingly. Because you got no excuse now. Let's say,
in the book of Hebrews, chapter 9, verses 14 to 15. 14 to 15. 9, 14 to 15.
You said
Yeah.
you got preaching.
How much more shall the blood of Christ, who through the eternal Spirit offered himself without spot to God our power, purge your conscience from dead works?
Yeah, which is what? That animal atonement, man.
It's
But
dead.
that's what it's going into. When you read Hebrews chapter 9 and Moses 10,
Let me read the verse before.
it's leading into sacrifice. But
The verse for, just to validate. This is
no, read 6 and 7. 6 and 7 will let you know what's going about.
all right then. It's Hebrews 9 and 13. For if the blood of bulls and of goats and the ashes of an heifer sprinkle in the unclean, sprinkle in the unclean, I know. Sanctify it to the purifying of the flesh. So that's good. Yeah, I'm reading. Your conscience from the dead work to serve the living power.
Yeah, I think 12. When you read, did you read 12? Read 12.
No, I'll read from 12. Neither by the blood of goats and calves. I hear it. 19. Yeah, look at it. In the book of Hebrews, chapter 9 and verse 10.
6 and 7 tells you about the priest, the high priest that used to go into the second temple, you know, being sacrifices for himself and the sins and errors of the people.
Verse 10. Which stood only in meats and drinks and diverse washings and carnal ordinances.
And you know, I know. But you know the funny thing?
Read the whole chapter.
You know the funny thing, right? When you look at this is what the Muslims do today.
I know.
In that washing and that carnal.
I know.
What they do today.
I know.
Yeah.
They wash the feet.
Yeah.
But bless them. They going hard though. Bless them. They're going hard.
Bottles,
They going hard.
and they're running a little cubicle.
They're going
Yeah,
hard.
yeah.
All going hard. And you know what? I have respect for them. You know why? Because they were given whatever but they were given to. But they rep it.
It's true.
And if our people was repping it half like how they repping it, we'd be in good stead. So I rate them for that. True. They rep their team. They will put on the dress and walk on the road and rep that. Yeah, I'll start from verse 14. How much more shall the blood of Christ, we've established what the context is, how much more shall the blood of Christ, who through the eternal Spirit offered himself without spot, blameless, perfect, to God, our power. Purge your conscience from dead works.
Them animal atonement.
Because why they were dead works is because they couldn't cleanse you.
And it was just doing it over and over and over.
And it was dead works because they did nothing for you. So okay, I transgressed. I killed an animal, but how did it make me perfect? How did it make me right? It didn't.
Change your heart.
Exactly, it didn't change nothing. All it made me was one sheep less in my flock.
Or the money value of it.
Oh yeah.
To serve the living power, verse 15. And for this cause, he is the mediator of the New Testament, that by means of death, for the redemption, the salvation, the buying back of the transgressions that were under the first testament, they which are called might receive the promise, Romans 9 and 4, of eternal inheritance. Yes, I just wanted to bring out to validate what I said.
Yeah, so really the Most High now, because he's shown us favor in Yahushua, he's now, Yahushua has paid that blood debt. So now he wants to see if we're going to keep it willingly. I'll bring out Leviticus 5:17, then up to Leviticus 20, 17 and 18, and Leviticus 20. Oh, well, Leviticus 20.
Well, I'm already in the This is Leviticus chapter 5, verse 17. If a soul sin and commit any of these things which are forbidden to be done by the commandments of the Lord, though he wits it not. Okay.
I know sometimes they look like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I have to stop and think.
Though we know it not.
Though he wits it not. Yeah, that's what it says. Okay, yeah. Yet is he. You know, sometimes you read something, but it doesn't kind of flow. And it don't make sense. Yeah. I'm like, yeah. Yet is he guilty and shall bear his iniquity. Verse 18. And he shall bring a ram without blemish out of the flock with thy estimation.
1 second. Remember the precept I read before when it said that Christ, his blood, he was perfect without blemish?
Yeah.
That's a requirement.
Yeah. Take it from the top of 18. And he shall bring a ram without blemish out of the flock with thy estimation for a trespass offering unto the priest. And the priest shall make an atonement for him concerning his ignorance.
Hey, something that's come to me as well. But they just Christ to the priest and Pharisees.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. Yeah, wherein he erred and wist it not. Yeah, and wist it not. Yes, it says there. Yeah, and it shall be forgiven him.
That's one way that we would be forgiven for atonement. Now,
yes.
20, 15 and 16.
Leviticus chapter 20 and verse 15.
This is what the Lord said we should do. Like, you're meant to bring a lamb or whatever it is, and you'll be forgiven for your sins.
And Leviticus chapter 20 verse 15. And if a man lie with a beast, he shall surely be put to death, and ye shall slay the beast. Verse 16. And if a woman approach unto any beast and lie down thereto, thou shalt kill the woman and the beast.
So it shows you that there's certain laws now where atonement ain't helping you. Yeah, so Yahushua being that atonement is what? Hebrews 22. Without the shedding of blood, there's no remission. Yeah, so blood is required. So now where the Most High has shown us favor through. So now the Most High has shown us favor through Yahushua. Is is now looking to see, well, how you gonna keep it, those laws, knowing that you ain't got that direct fear of death over you, so you can repent. So read 7 again.
Ephesians chapter 2, verse 7. That in the ages to come, he might show exceeding riches of his grace, his kindness towards us through Mashiach Yahushua.
Right.
For by grace are you saved through faith.
It says you're saved by grace. That's that favor that the Most High is showing us. Gone.
And that not of yourselves, it is a gift of Yahweh.
Yeah, not of yourselves. And what was that gift? What he read in verse 7, Yahushua. You know? And not of yourselves, what? The works that we were doing.
Verse 9. Not of works, lest any man should boast.
Because what do Jake like to do? Think of
Second Timothy chapter 1 verse 9. Who has saved us and called us with an holy calling, not according to our works, but according to his own purpose and grace, which was given us in the Mashiach Yahushua before the world began.
That's right. That's those that were predestinated.
That's right.
So read Mark 12. Mark 12, Mark 12, 41 to 44. But it says, not of works, lest any man should boast. And we know that Jake loves boasting. That's something that we like to do. Oh yeah. You see my man, he only brought 2 turtle doves. Well, I had my lamb.
One was bigger than yours. And then say, why is he getting the same salvation as me? He only brought a little turtle dove. I gave you 20 lambs.
Was it Christ that brought the analogy? I think it was of a lady. Was it a lady that had?
That's what he's gonna do now.
Oh.
See, talk about me.
I didn't complete it though. I didn't complete it.
But you would have done if he hadn't have said
I didn't know. I didn't know.
What one you want from where?
41 to 44.
41. This is a Mark chapter 12 verse 41, 41, and it reads, and Yahushua sat over against the treasury and beheld how the people cast money into the treasury, and many that were rich cast in much. Verse 42. And there came a certain poor widow, and she threw in 2 meat. Is that meat? How do you say that? Meat? 2 mites. Which make a farthing.
And by the way, that's why they call mites. You know that insect mite? Because it's one of the tiniest insects.
It's like the day when we used to have halfpence, isn't it?
Remember when we had halfpence for trillion? Halfpence.
And Elam used to put halfpence on everything.
I know, right?
Yeah, they did. Shalom. Yeah. Verse 42 of Mark chapter 12. And there came a certain poor widow, and she threw in 2 mites, which make a farthing. Verse 43. And he called unto him his disciples, and saith unto them, verily I say unto you, that this poor widow has cast more in than all they which have cast into the treasury. Verse 44. You said that's 44, isn't it? Yeah, verse 44. For all they did cast in of their abundance.
Yeah, they were boasting when they were casting their lot.
But she of her want did cast in all that she had, even all her living.
So now it's like an even playing field now.
That's what she had.
Because that's all she had. So she's given everything she had. And even if it was only 2 mites, but that's all she had. And that's what she gave. So she had nothing
For them
left.
to match that, they'll have to give everything.
They'll have to give everything.
And then the analogy to that is, remember the one that told you, good master?
Yep. What should I do?
Yeah.
Because why was he upset? Even though he was keeping the law, he had wealth. So his faith was in his wealth. Yeah.
And you see, in this, those rich men, they cast in much. But guess they didn't cast, but they didn't cast in all.
No.
She cast in all. That's the difference.
Yeah, so like I said, now there's like an even playing field now. You know, you can't boast on what you have or, a next person may not have. Yeah. Now it's, are you going to keep the commandments through faith?
Which is the question that I asked the sister as well.
Yeah. So read the Romans 3, 23 to 27.
So this is the book of Romans, chapter 3, verses 23 to 27. Verse 23. For all have sinned, past tense, and come short of the and come short of the glory of God, our power.
That's another reason why we can't boast. Because at the end of the day, all of us have transgressed and committed something worthy of death.
Tell me about it. Being justified freely, which is grace, by his grace,
Yeah, that's a favor.
through the redemption that is in Jesus Christ, for us back. Verse 25. Whom God have set forth to be
And that's another way that you set a level playing field.
Yes.
Because Yahweh is now the atonement, you can't boast now.
No.
You know?
Exactly. It's the same sacrifice for everyone. So you never put in two Yahushais and there was only one, you know what I mean? Yeah, exactly.
Whom God have set forth to be a propitiation through faith in his blood.
That's right.
That's words I'm saying. To declare his righteousness.
Yes, my brother. You good?
Any questions?
Can I record? Can I film?
Come close. You can even come
Just
closer.
to show what's going on
You
there.
can ask questions.
You can even ask us a question.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You got any questions on anything?
Not really right now.
Or you believe in the Bible?
Yes and no.
Okay, what's the no part? What's the no part? Because you know what I'd say before you answer, the Bible is something that we've not been taught properly.
Sorry, brother.
So,
What are you guys?
well, what we do,
Are you Christian? Are you?
we'll be deemed proper Christians.
What does it mean to be proper Christian?
Well, the term Christian was given as to people who were followers of Christ.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, today the term Christians just means someone who believes in a specific religion.
Yeah.
And with that religion, Christianity comes a certain doctrine. That doctrine is based upon things in the Bible, but not what the Bible actually teaches.
Okay.
So what we do, we come and teach our people. Look,
No, we got serious talk here.
That's right.
I wanted to show you that London things go on, man.
I like that.
so what we
Last
do,
time I show you in Barking, I showed the Muslim there was pressing. So now you got another group. Let's see what they have to say.
so what we do, we teach our people that according to the prophecies in the Bible and history, we are the physical descendants of the people in the book. And the reason why we go through the things that we go through is because we're under a binding covenant to keep God's commandments, and we're still breaking them. Okay. So let me quickly prove that.
Sorry, brother. One question.
Go on.
We black, or me black, should I trust or give a chance to the Bible?
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes.
If yes, you hear that.
But
we are sharing.
but what it is,
No, because he's a very, he knows a lot about
about the Bible.
about the Bible, about
But then
religion.
what stance is he coming from? Because if he's coming from a Christian mindset, like religious, or what we've been taught, there's a lot of
If yes, I'm gonna call you getting serious. We talk later, we will tell you,
there's a lot of things that's going to be incorrect. Yeah. So what we come to do is give you the proper understanding. Like this Bible is not a book for everyone. Religion makes it for everyone. It's not. It's only for a specific group of people, and they don't teach us who those people are. One of the reasons is because there's another group of people pretending to be these people.
Yes.
So we come to show our people that we are the people of this book.
Yes.
And that the Bible is a true book, but we've never been taught it properly. And if we don't come back to the covenant, which I want to show you quickly, we're going to be destroyed. It's that simple. Religion is already destroying us as a people because it's keeping us away from doing what we want to do. So supposed to do.
I grab 7 or 6. 6, 5, 6. That's
So do you know anything about the accounts in the Bible?
Not more than that,
Well,
just the basic.
Well, hear what now? The Israelites, they were slaves under the Egyptians. Now, society teaches us that we are related to the Egyptians. Where are you from?
From Africa.
Yeah, where?
Yeah, I know.
Angola.
Hey.
Congo Kingdom.
Hey.
So that's why I got Kimpavita,
Hey.
I got
I know about
Simon
Kimbavita.
Yeah.
Now,
So
what religion does, or society, it teaches us.
sorry, brother. You still alive?
That's a good question because I know him as well. I see him since we park all the time.
How are you, Baba? Good?
You still alive?
Yeah, man. Man, man, a survivor. Man.
I'm okay.
I'm walking, I'm doing like
This is my Somalian
yeah.
bridge.
Yeah, what's
You know, this is the story, guys.
Oh, let me just so, but so what?
Wait.
Yeah, what society teaches us is that we're related to the Egyptians. Yeah. But then when you go through the prophecies now this is on 7 and 6. So now
Deuteronomy 7 and 6.
5 and 6. Now the Israelites, they were captives under the Egyptians, and God used Moses to deliver them. Yeah. Now when they were in the wilderness, this is what we said to them.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 5 and verse 6, and reads, I am the Lord thy God, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt from the house of
So
bondage.
he's referring Egypt to the house of bondage, yes, because they were slaves under the Egyptians. Now when they were in the wilderness, they went into a binding covenant, and there's 2 parts to the covenant. The first part.
Oh, what's going on here?
No, I need to. No, don't go anywhere. Please, I need to talk to you. It's not for no reason. It's not for it's for something. If you. Please, come, I got good things. I got to get the good things for you. Come back. I'm waiting for you.
So that's right. When we went into a binding covenant, there's 2 parts to the covenant. The first part is keep God's commandments and be above all nations, or break them and have certain curses or bad things before us. So read into read 45 and 46.
You there? Yeah. So Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 45. Moreover, all these
So
curses
for breaking the commandments, says all these curses or bad things
shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not
so you didn't listen.
unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to keep his commandment and his statutes which he commanded thee. And they shall be upon thee
So these curses are going to be upon you.
for a sign.
Now, one of the purposes of a sign, like if I said meet me outside Boots in Brixton, how will you know it's Boots? What are you going to look at to see that it's Boots? You're going to look at the sign. So the sign identifies it. So it says these curses are going to be on you for a sign, an identifying marker.
They shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder,
Think upon them,
and upon thy seed forever.
meaning till Christ returns. Now, I want to go through a couple of the main ones, because some of the lesser ones you can fit on various nations. So you told me who went through this 6 years.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt
So
again.
it says, remember, I brought you out of the house of bondage. He said, I'm going to bring you back into the house of bondage or slavery again.
With ships.
Now, when we look at history, do we see a group of people that went into bondage on ships? Yeah? Did your people go into bondage on ships?
No?
Sure.
Let me just make one point. Do you know in Brazil has the largest amount of African descent people outside of Africa? Do you know that?
I do know.
And do you know where they predominantly came from? Where?
From Africa, from
What part of Africa?
some from west, northwest.
No, they came from Angola.
No, not all.
That's why they
of them,
speak
no.
for
No, not all. We've not said all.
Listen, I didn't say all, but predominantly. Why? Because the Portuguese were the ones that controlled Angola.
Você fala português?
Mais ou menos.
Yeah, okay. So you guys, just a question. It's not. I want to understand.
Yeah.
You are black. Okay. African, Caribbean, or Caribbean. From where? Salvation.
Jamaica and Trinidad.
Yeah, that's so. I just what a lot of people don't realise is that they took a lot of us from the West Coast.
Yes.
Yeah, and transported us via ships.
Yes.
Those people in the land today saying they're the people of the book, their transport was trains.
Yes.
So read that again.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
It's going to bring you back into bondage, into slavery, disobedience. This time you're going to be going by ships. Go on.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
Which is our old land, that's where we were going. Because the Bible teaches you can't be in that land breaking God's commandments, you get kicked out.
Here we are.
And there
Once you get off the ships,
you shall be sold.
now we were sold when they took us off the ships. Who were we sold
I
to?
like that, 100%.
Who were we sold to? Who were we sold to?
Who sold us?
Who sold us?
Yeah.
Oh, who bought us?
Yeah. The white.
That's right, man. Say it with your chest.
So let's see what the Bible says.
And there you shall be sold unto your enemies.
So who done it? Who done it?
Come again.
And there, and there,
So we're going to go into slavery on ships, and then when we come off those ships, we're going to be sold to our
enemies.
So who were we sold to?
To our enemies.
That's right.
Yes.
Which is who?
Which is who you just said. You already said who they were.
No, the point is, I'm trying to show you through the prophecy.
I try to understand,
Yeah.
and I'm not combating you.
I try to understand. So we'll be sold to our enemies, go on.
There you shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen
Slave men,
and bondwomen.
slave, because they made a slave.
And no man shall buy you.
That word buy means to buy. There's only one Redeemer, which is Christ. So the point of me bringing this up, and there's others we can go through to show that when you look at the prophecies that happened to the Israelites for breaking God's commandments, it fits our history, which teaches us that
When you say our history, what do you mean by it?
those that were stolen from the West Coast and scattered.
Yeah, and why? Don't get me wrong.
Go on.
All the love and what you guys are referring your past, your ancestor past, to these lovely books, because I believe in a lot of what the Bible or any things book says. And let me tell you one thing. I believe that this comes from the madman, which we've been doing years ago, a second ago, before this come up.
Yes.
The madman is the rule of what was what African used to do with the 12 commandments and
Right, so he's talking about the oral tradition.
Is it bad? Yeah, is it bad to believe it?
No, but hear what though?
When I bring my ancestor, is it bad?
No, but listen. We used to have things passed down orally before we had it written down. And there's a reason why the Most High had it written down. Because of what we would have gone through.
Come there, you are. Come from the way you guys try to make me understand. It's an artist. Me, when it's my young brother, he was fit as fast like me. And now it's like this. Right. I'm not going to tell you this. Please give me some time. I want to exchange with the brother.
So the point of me bringing these out, and there's more in there that I can show that relates to our history and the things that we're going through, is to show that we are these people. And the things we go through, we're still breaking.
It could be. Let me say it could be. Because a lot of things that on the book.
It's contained in your culture.
Yeah,
But that validates it even more. It validates it even more. You know what I'm saying?
You guys get a place where
You're standing there.
You're standing there. You're in the
You see
temple.
on YouTube? No. We got other brothers.
So how we call you guys?
Israelites. That's what we're trying to teach you.
Tell him again. That's right.
We're trying to teach you that you're not Angolian. God never named you Angolian. He named you Israelite.
It's your colonizer.
Jesus was like this.
Yeah.
And we have Israeli people.
No.
The white one.
Then that's what I'm saying. They're pretending to be you.
Yes.
And then they've called you Angolian.
Yes.
They called me Jamaican. They called him something else. Yes.
For you, what you can say that is true in the Bible, you are prophetic to yourself. It's your story, it's not their story.
Exactly. But they remixed it to us and made themselves the people and us not the people.
I saw young people like in Shepherd Bush.
Yeah, that's our brother.
That's our brothers as well.
Young, but
Yeah.
they were saying,
we know them.
what God made Adam send
No,
That's the ground.
So what we do? Are we gonna meet again?
Yeah, exactly. Who was here? Who was there every Saturday, Lord willing, from 1 o'clock? Because we're going to be closing out soon. So about 3, just after 3. But there, you got on YouTube? Yeah.
Right, so I know quite a lot about Golden people. Quite a lot. Well, no, but I mean, it was there all the time. So.
I don't want to be recorded.
No, step to the side. But I just want
You guys record me, really?
No, it's a live. Well, wait. What I just wanted to tell you.
more dangerous than you.
What I just wanted to tell you is Angola's history.
On YouTube.
Yeah, take that.
Let's check it.
Yeah, Angola's history relating to Queen Nzinga when the Portuguese came, and the Portuguese came to Congo / Luanda / Angola. When they came, they took Angolan people to Brazil because they were Portuguese. The Spanish, they went to Ghana, they went there. They took them higher up. So they took the people from Ghana, the people from Benin, them to the Caribbean. But Portugal predominantly took the people to Brazil, and that's why Brazil has the largest.
God, they record me, they put me on YouTube.
You put yourself. You didn't call you. The Spirit called you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This guy here for a reason.
Exactly, bro.
Keep bringing it out, you know.
Bring it out.
Exactly. I hate you.
It's a live stream. You can do that. It's a live stream.
Yeah, exactly.
You are like the one who buy anything.
Yeah, exactly.
And you know what's funny, right? People worry about this. There's cameras all over the place. That's
And it's
recording
hidden,
you.
and there's hidden ones as well.
Exactly.
You guys caught me actually. Oh my God.
You call yourself.
watch it back.
And listen, your friend you're speaking to, give him the link so he can see it as well. Because you said you was going to tell him. Give him the link and let him watch it. Anyway, brother, what's your name?
Panda.
Panda. Okay.
Me and him, you see one day we have the rest like this.
Okay.
With other brothers,
Yes.
you can share
Yes.
and
Yes.
see, communicate.
Yeah.
Get some chicken or No. I like them kind of stuff that we see.
But check
But
it
you
out,
guys, You guys, they record me without my permission.
No, it was there and we're in public.
Did we call you? Did we bid you to the marriage? You walk yourself into the marriage? All right.
But you know what? The information is more important.
Yes.
Yes.
So you're going to put this on the YouTube.
It's already there.
It's live stream.
Live. You just saw it on your phone.
Live every day. Live and direct.
Your English was good enough.
It's good now. Your English is
Your
good.
English was good enough.
People will learn your English. Some proper youths, they're gonna debate with you. Yeah.
Well, without debate with
No debate in a good sense. Why not?
Yeah, well, yeah, you said debate that. Yeah, we can reason.
Yeah. No. That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, no problem.
As a black man, I should follow this.
But just let them know we're going to be coming out the Bible. Though.
Yes.
We'll be
We're
reading.
going to be coming out of this. So anything
Yeah, that's beautiful. Yes, that's it.
That's what we're
With
gonna-
discipline, respect, and also, if you guys are speaking, we'll listen. But when we're speaking, we listen.
Some Hannah, good to speak.
Ciao, mi amigo.
See you, huh?
Tiempo siento angolano.
Come, my brother.
Do you remember her?
I don't know.
Yeah, right.
Everybody's friends.
And then I need to get a bigger one so they can see.
When you need to put a sign behind it,
Hey,
saying,
you-
this is guys, CCTV. Everybody run from the camera. And you film every second of the day. You know how many millions of cameras in
But they can't tell the government that.
Yeah, they can't tell. They can tell us, but not the government.
You got Ecclesiastes 8:5. No, you was reading. Did you finish that? No, you didn't. Romans 3. Start 23.
mindset that you have with something. So Romans 3, where
Start 23.
yeah, start there. So this is the book of Romans, chapter 3, starting at verse 23. For all have sinned.
Yeah, so now you can't really boast. No one can't boast. And where the Most High
Yes.
has given us Yahweh Shai as the atonement. That's right. No, we're all on an even playing field.
And come short of the glory of God.
That's right.
24. Being justified freely by His grace.
Freely. So you can't say, well, look how much I have to pay or nothing.
Yeah, because we've all got the same sacrifice.
Yeah, by His favor.
By His grace, by favor, through the redemption that is in Jesus
That's
Christ.
right. That's Yahweh Shai.
Verse 25. Whom God, Yahweh power, have sent forth to be a propitiation.
And appeasement.
Please, I knew he was going to say that. You already said that. Yeah.
Through faith in His blood.
Because enough of our people
Bahadama.
claim to believe in the scriptures, but they don't believe in Yahweh Shai and believe that He is the atonement for our sins now.
Through faith in His blood to declare His righteousness for the remission or redemption of sins that are past, and that's important as well.
Yeah,
Because
that goes back to the Hebrews that we were going to
exactly. Through the forbearance of God.
Yeah.
And a lot of people like to use Yahweh Shai to say, well, He paid for my sins. So that means,
hate that term, you know.
yeah, so that means I don't have to keep the law because He
that's what they mean
fulfilled
when
it.
they say
And
it.
Exactly.
But it means that He gave you a clean sense from
All
the
He's
sins
done-
that are past.
He's wiped away your
It's saying
slate.
it here, remission
Yeah.
of sins that are past. Because at some point you have to stop sinning.
Because you can't put Him to the open shame twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 continually.
Because you nail Him to the cross and you make Him a minister of sin, and He's not. 26 or is that it?
No, down to 27.
26. To declare, I say, at this time, His righteousness, that He might be just and the justifier of him which believeth in Jesus the Hamashiach. Verse 27. Where is boasting then?
You see? So that's why you can't boast. Because now, it's not, I've sacrificed my this and, well, this is my man. Yeah, my man got 2 turtles. But maybe next year you might be able to afford like a property. Oh, where's your boasting? We've got an even playing field now. So that's why it says, Ephesians 2 and 9, not of works, lest any man should boast.
So you know how our people stay.
Yeah. So it's
And them works to them sacrifice.
That's right.
Not of the sacrifice, lest any man should boast on the amount you've given, opposed to what someone else has given.
Where is boasting then?
Yeah, where's your boasting now? Come on.
It is excluded. It is set apart and it's shut away.
Yeah.
By what law of works?
Atonement.
That's you know what? That's good. By what of by what of which law?
Exactly.
By the works, which is the sacrifice.
10, 1 and 2.
Nay, what the law of
Faith.
What the law of faith?
Not of works. Now it's faith in Yahweh Shai.
Yeah.
Not animal atonement.
Yeah.
So when it
Now
says you're not
having
saved
faith.
by the law, it's people talk about
And also, this is why you need faith and works.
Yeah.
You can't separate the works because you have faith. Because how do you demonstrate? It's building up
You see
more,
what
more,
people
more,
come
more.
out for now these
Yeah,
days?
yeah, yeah.
It's building up more
Yeah.
because he's made himself a name now. And people come here for that.
Watch it on the internet now, they come there.
Yeah. Read Hebrews 10, 1 and 2.
Hebrews chapter 10, verse 1. For the law having a shadow of good things to come,
Let's see what law is talking about.
and not the very image of the things, can never, with those sacrifices,
What?
With those
sacrifices,
Not eating the breaking the dietary law.
can never, with those sacrifices,
Those keeping the feast days.
never with those sacrifices, which they offered year by year, continually, make the comers unto perfect. For then would they not have ceased to be
It
offered.
will still be animal atonement.
Exactly. I was going to say the same thing.
See, now look at this now. Our people there are breaking down themselves. Yeah. These guys are throwing stuff out. Don't know if you can see it.
They're going crazy.
Yeah, well done.
And then so down.
Got a van there where they're dashing stuff out. And our people, so they're throwing out tracksuits. So one guy, but they're going, look, this is what our people love, man.
This is what, this is what.
A gift destroyeth the heart.
Yeah, and then some. You know, and then some. Yeah. But you see the way people run.
Yeah, and the noise of the commotion.
Don't know if you can see that, Israel. See them dashing stuff? Yeah. That's what they love.
Beggars can't be choosers for sure.
But to make them, tell them to come and hear the word.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's another story.
Yeah, you know, sorry, I ain't got a minute. I've got things to do.
Yeah.
Ain't it? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm busy.
Yeah. I'm in a rush. I'm in a rush from here to go there.
So like it, Israel. I'm gonna put this back up. See? Madness, man. And look at the times that we're in.
Yeah.
And these people ain't gonna be in the day of judgment, no favor is gonna be shown now.
We're keeping them in a spirit of murder. It's a wrong spirit to be in.
Anyway, forget that, man.
Anyway, yeah, allow them, man. Let's get on.
Yeah, go with you. Yeah, go on, go on. No, 2.
Verse 2.
Yeah.
For then would they not have ceased.
Actually, read one of them.
Hebrews chapter 10, verse 1. For the law having a shadow of good
Sometimes make you
things.
feel ashamed to be one.
So the law having a shadow of good
Israelite,
things to
being
come.
part of their people.
To be so cool.
Yeah, to be so-called black.
And the law having a shadow of good things to come, and not the very image of the things, and never with those sacrifices which they offered year by year continually, make the comers hereunto perfect.
Yeah, animal sacrifice can't make us perfect because, as the brother read, you go lay down with the next man or beast, you're being put to death.
Verse 2, for then it will not have ceased to be offered, because that the worshippers once purged have had no more conscience of sins.
That's how it should have been. When you've done your animal atonement, you should now not be sinning anymore. Because that was the whole point of atoning, so you don't, to be forgiven, so you don't transgress again.
That's why the Most High said, I'm fed up with
Yeah,
sacrifice.
that was the purpose, but, you know,
Jacob
how
used
we
it.
could,
Here's the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 15 and verse 22. And Samuel said, and Samuel said,
Why don't you not come out for something worthwhile instead of black people acting like idiots? Why don't you not come out for something worthwhile than having them to see black people acting like idiots?
Do you want to know why I'm round here?
Why are you like
I'm round here to interview people about Kenny Baker, the first black leader
I
of
don't
the
really
Tory.
What, did she win?
Yeah,
obviously.
she did.
oh, so you have a black leader
For the Tories.
for the Tories. Isn't that a wonderful thing?
Is it? Well,
No, I'm asking.
I'm not personally. I'm a member of the Labour Party, so
Okay.
nothing would convince me to vote
No, we're not
Tory.
talking about
But
being-
people have you know, think she's now going to be leader of the opposition.
Anytime we've had a black person being put in a kind of position of power, what have they actually ever done to black people? Like, look at Obama. What did he actually do for black people?
Well, you could counter that by saying he's a hell of a lot better than Trump.
That's not the question. The question was...
No, I hear you, and that's a really legitimate question.
Yeah, but it's a straw man because it does not relate to the question that you asked.
Yeah.
Diverted to another point, which may be true, but it's not the question you asked.
What did Obama actually do to black people?
That's the question.
Exactly.
I do not know.
You have to
Exactly.
think
You
about
know
it.
you know why you don't know?
Yeah.
You do a damn thing.
But you know what Obama is known for? Passing the LGBTQ legislation to empower that particular group. That's what that might be an
No, it's fine. We're not rolling. We're not rolling. Don't worry.
So, she being in power or being the leader of the opposition party means nothing.
Because don't you know, she still have her strings being pulled.
There's a saying, same style, different fashion. You ever heard of that? What does that mean? Doing the same thing differently.
Basically, it's a Hegelian dialectic that's being picked.
And plus, we have a leader. Let me,
You can hear it.
First Corinthians.
Could we just sort of film you saying that? What is she likely to do for black people?
It's not going to make no difference. I don't know.
Yeah, but we're in a democracy. You've just expressed a really strong opinion, a good opinion.
Well, here's a better opinion. Well, First Corinthians 11:3.
So this is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 11, and verse 3.
This is our leader.
That's right.
But I would have you know
I'll have you know
that the head of every
the
man
head of every man here.
is Christ.
No, Kenny Baylor.
It's Christ.
Did it say Kenny
I
Baylor?
did not say
Okay, who did it say? Read that again.
Christ.
Oh, thank you.
That's right.
So that's our head. Man. That's the
Okay.
head of the vote.
sadly, I've got to interview people.
No problem.
No.
No problem.
All right,
fine.
man.
You do your thing.
Thank
You
you
do
very
your
much.
thing.
It's a shame because you made a really good point. You did make a good point. We could record you making that good point.
He's recording it.
Well, yeah, but you are his incarnation here.
He's the one that's going to bring the final.
Wow.
We operate under the law, statute, and commandment. So we've been given a head, which we read out, but we also have a head in the body.
So we're going to stick with the head that the Most High gave us.
Right.
And it will work out better for us in the end.
It's a big shame because you said valid stuff.
Well, you can repeat them.
What am I going to do? Repeat it? Thank you very much. Let me shake your hand. Sorry.
Let him read you one more thing.
One more.
Take me back a minute, yes?
Yeah.
So the 1 Timothy chapter 2 verse 12. But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man.
And that's the position she's going to be in, which according to the law, a woman should be over a man. Because you know why? One thing about women, when they're in authority, they're very emotional. So when they don't
Do you expect me to go back to my wife and fucking say that? Am I going to come and live at your place because she kicked me out?
But no, this is how we operate. If the Bible doesn't say it, we won't say it.
And our people still going on like mad people over there, no?
Yeah, because I know what you mean.
They're still going on mad over there.
I know.
Yeah, anyway.
Hey, that was so funny.
Do you realize it's around 5? Do you realize it's 5?
We're gonna like,
Yeah.
so you know what? Read Ecclesiastes 8 and 5. So ultimately, you know, we're seeking favour from the Lord, not from Kevin.
Everyone though.
What of a Labour Party, of a Conservative? No, I didn't
I thought it
think.
wasn't going to be the dude.
Oh yeah, I thought you were saying.
Yeah. But you know.
But you know what, right? You know what? It doesn't matter who gets in because you always got those ones that really calling the shots.
And she's sold out.
She's just going to be a face they're going to use. And then what's going to happen is she'll get a vote of no confidence, and boom, she'll be out before you say Jack Ripper.
She's out. She's going to be another one of these ones.
Ecclesiastes chapter 8 verse 5. Whoso keepeth the commandment shall feel no evil thing.
That's where our hope is. That's where our hope is. No matter what Kenny or whatever her name is does, bad luck, this is where our hope lies. Read that
I
again.
remember when I first came into the truth, I was writing down all the scriptures that was telling to keep the commandments. So I got fed up and stopped. There were
There's so
much.
many. Yeah. You won't let you write, unless you write the whole book down.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Now get up, please.
Ecclesiastes chapter 8 verse 5. Whoso keepeth the commandment
right.
shall feel no evil thing.
That's right, man, because at the end of the day, that evil thing that we ain't going to feel, the ultimate judgment that's coming.
That's right.
And the wise man's heart discerneth both time and judgment.
That's right, and that's what's coming, man.
And looking at the times we're in,
And,
we need to
what
stop.
are they discerning? Some bag with tracksuit in there.
That probably won't even fit.
That guy didn't like it.
And
Yeah.
not even it wouldn't fit. The flare on them things was even in the 60s when flare was wrong. It weren't that kind of flare. The flare.
That's gonna do sugar, honey, iced tea for us, man.
Well, I use that for dust to be a dust in my house. It's so wide, you can get good wide with it, bro.
Is that it, yeah?
Fine, yeah.
Alright, bring it on.
So in the book of Proverbs chapter 16 and verse 1, the preparation
Of the heart in man, and the answer of the tongue
You know what,
from the Lord out.
You know what's so funny? When I asked him to name something that that Obama or anyone of just been in power and done for.
He got an instant speech impediment.
Because his mind was probably thinking like,
The worst thing is you lot have not stopped talking about it. So why not just tell me something?
It's just that it was funny to think that
You were just
when
funny,
we asked you to name something that any black leader that's been put in position and done with black people,
You incurred an instant speech
yeah,
impediment.
you just acknowledge what we've acknowledged.
Yeah.
So that doesn't mean. So what does that mean?
That means that we should come back to Yahweh.
That was the point. You agreed. That was the point.
Good, huh?
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, that's good. Proverbs 16 and verse 9. A man's heart deviseth his way, but the Lord Yahweh directeth his steps. And then I'll finish it off with Proverbs chapter 20 and verse 24, and it reads, Man's goings of the Lord Yahweh. How can a man then understand his own way?
It's the book of Hebrews, chapter 10, verse 31. It's a fearful thing
To fall into the hands of the living power.
Precept that with the book of Psalms, chapter 50, verse 22. Now
Consider this.
ye that forget your power, lest I tear you in pieces, and there be none to deliver.
And then you can consider that, man.
Well, they're going to stand and deliver on judgment day. Your money or your life. It's going to be your money or your life, man.
Well, I'm going straight in.
Because remember, the force is going to come to us.
I'm going straight in with Proverbs chapter 4 verse 7, and it reads, Wisdom is a principal thing, therefore get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get understanding.
And remember, you get wisdom by keeping the law, the fear of the Lord.
That's right, this is what we're going to read now.
That's right.
Psalms 111 verse 10.
That tells you that you have to That's wisdom.
The fear of Yahweh is the beginning of wisdom, and good understanding have all they that do his commandments. His praise endureth. And quickly I'm going to read the conclusion of the whole matter. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 13. Everything that we've done prior, today and lessons to come. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 12 verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear Yahweh and keep his commandments. For this is the whole duty of man. Every Israelite, man, woman, and child. Verse 14. For Yahweh shall bring every work into judgment with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. And you know what I normally say by now, but I'm not going to say it. You know why? Because I know you're saying it in your mind.
Right. The Lord willing, the lesson was edifying for everyone that tuned in. With that, we're going to close out. We're going to give all glory, honor, and praises
to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Wahab, Rakah, Kadosh. What the brother's going to say.
Shalom.
And I'm going to say this quickly. We out.
Abad la baba.